Ball matches way skyward once again.
Good defensive work by Cameron Longbottom.
Have a look at that. He buzzes away. He could have nearly went between their legs. There it is. Hear the siren.
Hello and welcome to the beautiful Bute Oval here for round 3 action of the York Peninsula Football League, with Bute taking on Paskeville. Getting pretty close to the end of the B grade here, where the B grade score is pretty convincingly in favour of Paskeville at the moment. The scoreboard reads 13-13 to 5 goals 3, and Bute may have just whacked on another one by the look of it, so Bute have taken their score to 3 goals 3, but a pretty convincing lead to Paskeville here in the Magoos. Here at the beautiful township and community of Bute, silo art is still wet. The paint is so fresh it's almost still wet, and what a beautiful lot of silo art here at Bute Township. And the Oval's looking an absolute picture. Round 3 action, and we're here in the new timekeeper's box, which is also very new. In fact, I think it might be the Virgin Flight. It might be the very first time it's been used. So, but we're very lucky to be in a very good position, and hopefully you'll enjoy the coverage throughout the day. And A grade will be starting fairly shortly, you would think, and both teams looking for a win for obvious reasons, and we'll give you plenty of updates around the grounds from different leagues, different associations that in a lot of cases are starting round 1 for the 2022 season. Northern Areas, for example, that's their first game for the year today. Northeastern also first game for the year. We'll try and get some scores from over on the Eyre Peninsula as well, where the Eastern Eyre Peninsula, the Eastern Eyre League, I should say, they have their first game of the year today, as does Port Lincoln, with Great Flinders having round 2 action today. So it's a bit of a mix and match situation with how all the leagues are situated with the games played, but as mentioned, York Peninsula Footy League round 3 action, and the Roosters taking on the Magpies, the Battle of the Birds. Here with Bute being the red and white team, for those people who don't know. Bute are the Roosters, and the Port Adelaide bar stripes type Guernsey is Paskeville. We've been lucky enough to be joined by one of the legends of the Bute Footy Club, Darren Schilling. Now Darren, first off, thanks very much for having us, and good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Chook. Yeah, probably most people don't know who the hell Darren Schilling is, but Sweeper is okay too.
Well, so now just hang on a second, Darren. I'm up here in the timekeeper's box. We've got a couple of mates here that have been telling me a bit of stories that your nickname's not just Sweeper. I think Nostrils is a nickname that's been mentioned by one timekeeper here during the B grade. Tell us a bit about the nickname of Nostrils.
Well, I think it's just a bit of sour grapes from Jordan Green, which I hammered at a 2020 cricket game here with some commentary, and he was called a seahorse because he looked like he was carrying his own baby at the time. So, and I guess
as the siren goes to end the B grade here at the Bute Oval, we've got a bit of humour in the timekeeper's box right from the word go. But continue on, Nostril. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, look, I think that sums it up good enough. I think it'll only deteriorate if we continue with that one. So,
excellent. Now the A grade team's on their way out. Darren, tell us a little bit about the Bute Football Club. Tell us a bit of the history behind it.
Yeah, okay. Look, I'm only 25 years old here, so I'm only here yesterday, sort of stuff. But yeah, we've I guess in Paskey share the same story really, in terms of a small town and still be able to have their own sides as individuals is massive. And
absolutely.
I guess we've both had a bit of pressure on us in recent times as well, where we've had to separate our Colts from being a combined Saints outfit to having our own sides. So to see everyone out here today and see 4 grades of footy is fantastic. But and as you touched on, Chook, the rivalry round a bit as well as Anzac round. So everyone gets up and about for this game, and probably doesn't really matter ladder position, etc. for this particular match.
As far as the club's going, you mentioned that standalone, obviously you haven't needed to amalgamate with anyone. How are numbers this year in 2022, and how's COVID affected everything?
Yeah, look, our numbers are down, sort of roughly talking A and B grade list of around not much more than the minimum, or that what you need, sort of around that 40 odd players. But we've managed to get some help in the Colts areas from other regions a bit with a later start of the season. We've had a bit of help from Broughton and some junior Colts. I don't have junior Colts up there, which has been really handy. But look, in terms of COVID, we've no different than anyone else, I don't think. And I think those first few rounds of footy, some of the results maybe have swayed because of COVID, but in some cases. But we're 0-2 in the A's, but a very young side, and that's probably the massive difference to last year. We had probably an exodus of 6 or 7 players, that what you'd call the outside type players, and we'll probably replace them with maybe 3 new players. And just a quick stat, Chook, I think had a quick tally up before. I think in terms of kids that are 20 years or younger, there's 8 of them out here today.
Gee, excellent. I see some of the names. There's duplicates of names. There's a lot of prices. There's a couple of duplicates here and there. Some names that I'm used to from past years coming here. But as far as, let's forget about the football for a little while. Tell us a little bit about the community of Bute. Mainly farming country, and what sort of years have you had as far as the farming side of things go?
Yeah, Chuck, probably coming off 4 or 5 pretty average ones. 2016 was certainly our best recent season, and then just sort of there's a lot of areas of the state last year enjoyed a fantastic season. We were sort of only just, but grain prices helped. So everything is driven off the back of farming pretty much here. It's in terms of the community, we've still got a school which is just straight across from the Oval here, and that is surviving still. I think that's one of the key fundamentals for the town's future, and there is some injection of some funds. You mentioned the silo art. There's a number of projects. There's a water scheme happening where we're going to collect that wastewater and water this over with something different than mains water. That's going to be massive. We've got some other projects with some outdoor space type stuff around the town with links to Fauna Park and the silo art and all those sort of things. And let alone that the sports club itself here, we're sitting in a new developed timekeeper's box. There's a veranda's about to be attached. We're about to be compliant with visitors' change rooms over the course of the next 12 months with your cubicle type showers and things that are required now to entertain things like women's footy as well. So look, there's still being money invested and some really active people behind the scenes getting some grants. And in my time here, to me, I think there's probably as much money being spent in this community as there ever has been. So it's some healthy signs, and I know to see a young group of players out here. Yes, we're not necessarily going to see a lot of polish from some of them today, but give them time, and we could talk a different story later in the year, if not, perhaps building towards the next couple of years.
As far as the SA regional football coverage is concerned with the live stream, we want to emphasise the fact that we're not necessarily going to particular locations to the game of the day, if you like. It's a situation of getting out and showing people not only the standard of football in particular townships, but the community themselves. As far as your Bute Footy Club's concerned, you're the Roosters, you're the red and white team, for those people that are joining us for the first time. How are the volunteers? Volunteers are a very important part of the club. You've obviously got great facilities, you've got a beautiful oval, you've got a young A-grade side. How's the volunteers numbers looking?
Yeah, look, I think that's always the biggest challenge. We've got a very good committee, and did change a bit of shape this year and probably reduce some numbers on that to identify key roles and get them happening. But look, we always need more people. It's just doesn't matter what it is to run a game of footy. It's crazy when you sit down and put pen to paper who needs to be here, when, and how to run, let alone football and netball and canteens and etc. So I know I should mention our canteen lady is always looking for more helpers. So I'm not sure we'll get a chance to give him a hand, Chuck, but we'll perhaps support him.
Now, I'm going to say this with tongue-in-cheek, Nostrils, and I shouldn't call you Nostrils because I know I'm going to get in trouble if I keep on calling you Nostrils, but the other timekeeper that was here a minute ago told me to stir you up and call you Nostrils, so I will call you Sweeper. Sweeper, as far as the community of Bute's concerned, there seems to be a hell of a lot of mullets going on. Is there a hairdresser in Bute?
Yeah, I think it's COVID issues. I think that's really summed it up. So, no, there's a ripper out here today, and Joshy Taylor, you'll see him and call that and really enjoy his ginger mullet. But I don't know how long it's got now. It's sort of starting to cover up his number nearly. So.
And how's things going as far as we're talking about the football? how's the netball side of things going? Are they in a similar situation to blooding young players, getting young players on the scene? How's the netball side of things shaping up?
Netball's really, really healthy. Yeah, they've perhaps got almost an abundance of players, and have had to almost say to some people, look, I'm sorry, may not be a spot. I think it's a total reversal, and they've turned that around. That hasn't always been the case. So, if anything, yeah, I think we've got more out in that side of the facility here on the netball side than we have in the football at the moment. But good luck to them, and they've had a bit of success, and Bute hasn't been known for a great deal of success in recent times.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to a good game, and both teams are in the process of getting ready and getting up and about. And Darren, we really appreciate your time this afternoon. You're going to be popping in and out. You can stay here as long as you like, and if you're willing to stay around for a little bit longer, that's great. But we'll talk to you throughout the day. But thank you for having the facilities for us to. I mean, this is great. Up in the timekeeper's box, we've got a beautiful position. Our cameraman complains about a lot of things, but he's got nothing to complain about today. It's a perfect situation. So. About the only thing that's not here that he's going to complain about is you haven't got a bar fridge up here.
Yeah, I think we need intercom to the canteen and the bar probably from here, and that's our next stage of development. But no, look, thanks for coming to Bute, and it should be a good day. It's about to start, so have a good call.
That's Darren Schelling. He's a good man. He's got a couple of nicknames. I'm going to call him Sweeper. That's his official nickname, but he has been called Nostrils. But Darren gives us a bit of an idea of the community of Bute, and it's a lovely part of the world. And as mentioned by Darren, the silo art has been completed, and it's almost still wet. The paint is almost still wet. That's how fresh it is, and it looks absolutely brilliant. So if you've got an opportunity to come to Bute, not only come and have a look at the Oval and the facilities during a Saturday when there's a home game here, have a look around the town. It's a beautiful part of the world. As the siren goes to start this game, the umpire makes his way in. The ruckman, Trenorden, good piece of work to get the ball down as far as the ruckman goes, but it's ended up in the hands of the player there in Davis for Bute. Nice piece of work, soccering work by Sam Rose. Goes down towards the half-forward line, and Waite is there on the half-back line for Paskeville. The ball's been forced out of bounds. Very nice mullet on this boundary umpire. He's got the Leighton Hewitt hat backwards as well. Nice piece of work there with the boundary umpire all dressed in orange. Handball goes over the top, looking for and finding Josh Taylor. We were warned about Josh Taylor's mullet. He's got a ginger mullet, and it's a fairly good one too, but he's given away a free kick, and Paskeville will take the free kick on half-back. Little chip pass. Almost goes over the top. Good spoil there by Taylor. He was a man on the mark, but he was also the spoiler of the first kick that went over his head. And nice piece of work down to get down the half-forward line. It's been forced out of bounds by Jack Weckett, and we'll have a ball in 50 metres out from the Bute goal. Right-hand side, beautiful Bute Oval. As you can probably see by the flag, I'm not sure whether the camera's showing you the flag, but it's going across the ground. No real favouritism, you wouldn't think, to either end. The ball on the half-back line. Nice pick up by Paskeville, but a shocking kick. It's gone out towards that player with the ginger mullet in Taylor. Nice piece of work. The umpire, good umpiring, letting that one go. Handball to Davis. David does a bit of a shimmy and a shake. Handballs to McCracken. McCracken, nice piece of work to Rose. Rose over the top. Three or four handballs, forced on the boot down to half forward. That player Taylor, he's been busy, swings around on the left. He has a bit of a look. That's good vision. It's been called play on. That player marked it in Hunter Price. He plays on, goes down forward, and good piece of defensive work there by Hamish Price. Clears from the back line. Nice work, good mark there by Carell. Carell takes the mark, takes a bounce and plays on. Off he goes on the far side. Goes down towards the half-forward line. Good use of the body by both players there. No real advantage to anyone. Lovely pick-up from the shoelaces by Bute. And the ball comes out towards that player in Taylor. Goes over his head though, then bounces back over his head. He grabs it and he's tackled straight away, and the umpire rightfully says pushing the back. I don't know how many times I've said Taylor's name, but he's been very busy. Must be that ginger mullet. He goes inboard. I don't think it went to the intended player, but it is a Bute player who's taken the mark on half-back. Umpire calls play on. Half-back line for Bute. Comes out towards Hunter Price. Goes over his head, over near the commentary box. Nice piece of work by Paskeville to grab the ball. That player being Brodie Page. He's forced out of bounds, and we'll have a ball in. Just in front of the interchange. Hello, we've got another guy with a mullet. Gee, I think all the boundary umpires have got mullets today. Looks pretty cool with his sunglasses on too, but that's a pretty ordinary throw, but it's in the favour of Bute. Nice work there to swing it around towards half forward line for Bute. Awkward looking bounce. Nice work defensively. Oh, good play by Bute to keep the ball in. It's going to be forced out now, I think, and it has been. Last player to touch it is Macaulay, as in Luke. But the boundary umpire will take it and he'll throw it in. Good defensive work there by Blake Roberts for Paskeville. 60 metres out from the Bute goal. Both ruckmen were hanging on. Bute player ducked when he was tackled. Still in the hands of the Bute players. Good defensive work by both teams at the moment. Ball's not going anywhere in a hurry. Nice handball over the top. Great work, great tackle, and that's holding the ball. That's a good tackle. Great tackle by Hunter Price, I think it was. Yes, Hunter Price. And he forces the ball down towards full forward. Nice grab. Gee, that's a good grab from the full forward. He led, looked like it was going to go over his head. And Holland, Aidan Holland. Good contested ball, good contested mark. And once again, as mentioned with Darren Schilling earlier, not sure who the hairdresser is here, but there's a hell of a lot of long hair going here at Bute. And Holland, lovely locks. Interesting kick into a breeze. Didn't actually sway. I actually think he kicked it in the right area, but it didn't actually move at all, and it's gone straight through on the left-hand side for a minor score. First score of the day goes to Bute. Been joined by Cooper on the computer and Paul Oborn on the camera. So thank you, boys, for your expertise. Not sure whether I'm going to continue on the conversation about what else they've been talking about today, but we'll leave that alone. Makes its way back to the centre. Bute, probably 2 or 3 handballs went backwards before they've been an opportunity to go forward. That's a really good pass, but the wind's going to take it over the boundary line. The lead there by Jordan Taylor was pretty good. Got a couple of Taylors. There's a Josh and a Jordan, so we've got to make sure we got them right. And it's been forced out of bounds, and Paskeville will take the last possession free kick. Kicks the ball in, goes towards the centre. Bute got all the numbers there, but an awkward bounce. But once again, nice work by Rose. Gets the handball on to the player there in Hample. Nice work defensively by Paskeville. Player there in Corey Price had the ball and dropped it as he was tackled, and it's been awarded a free kick to Bute. Half back line. Good standard first few minutes here. Very defensive start from both teams. Nice chip pass goes to Sam Davis. Sam Davis got a free player in the centre and plays on straight away. These players are looking for each other and lifting the eyes and doing beautifully so far for Bute. Taylor chips it over. Nice little pass. Finds Price. Price had his mate in trouble, so he got it back again. Boots it down towards Holland again. Holland flies. Good piece of work there. Good roving there by Wicket. The ball gets cleared away from the Paskeville defence side of things. It's very crowded down there. The ball ends up with Bute. The player there in Macaulay handballed it, but didn't hit the target. Still in the 50-metre arc for Bute. And now there might be a chance for a clearance for Paskeville. Paskeville, Carell has the ball. He's been busy on half back. The ball's been down there for most of the game so far. Handball ends up in the hands of Nelson. Good piece of work over on the far side. Paskeville player has a couple of bounces. Looks up in towards the 50-metre arc. Finds a spare player. Gee, that was good vision. Good vision to find the player there. And that player being Pat Keane. Wandering around the forward 50 arc like an unregistered dog, and it's landed on his chest, and he had about 5 metres of spare space. Pat Keane, good player. Shouldn't have had that much space around, you wouldn't have thought, but he's going to test this breeze. The way the breeze is coming, which is across Coral. So thank you. Corell is pronounced Coral, so apologies to the Coral family there. Keane, smack bang in front. As I mentioned, the breeze. He's going to have to aim it right. He's aimed it right. It swung to the left, but he's aimed it absolutely superbly. First goal, Pat Keane. First goal, Paskeville. Good play. Good play by Paskey. Created a bit of space. It all started with Kyle on the half back line, and Pat Keane found himself with a bit of area to take that uncontested ball, and probably kicked from around 40-45 metres, and with the breeze going straight across the face, he aimed it right, and beautifully aimed kick. Beautiful goal, and goal umpire had no confusion putting up the 2 fingers. Ball makes its way back to the centre. Umpire throws it skyward. Draw on again, goes up. Nice piece of work by the ruckman there for Paskey, which is Pomeroy, Jesse Pomeroy. Paskeville once again gets the ball on half forward line. Coral gets the ball down. It was an ugly looking kick, but it's ended up all right. swinging the ball around down there was the player, and it's gone to the right-hand side of the goalpost, and a minor score to Paskeville. Rose will kick the ball in, plays on, has an opportunity to get about 15 metres space, and then kicks the ball long. Looking for the player there in Sam Davis. He's spoiled in the contest, and the ball goes out of bounds. Can't see the boundary umpires over the other side's hairstyles, but the two guys over here with the boundary umpires have got very nice long locks. Very impressive mullets. As the ball gets thrown in, didn't really make the distance to the ruckman, but the umpire didn't mind. He just let the ball keep on going, and Trnorden gets the handball. Nice piece of work. Good piece of work by the player there for Bute to get it down to the half-forward line. Great defensive contest there. Mark could have almost been paid to Jack Davies there, but it's play on. Roberts gets the ball, goes inboard. Nice pass inboard, finds the player in Price. That's Alistair variety. Goes out towards the half-forward line. Bute have got the numbers out there, but so Paskeville they join the cavalry and get a few players back down there. Nice defensive work again by Bute to force the ball over the line, and we'll have another minor score to Paskey. Once again, Paskey wastes no time playing on, gets the ball out of the danger area. Half back line for Bute. Comes out towards the commentary side. Good contested ball there. Ends up now in the hands of Waite. He juggles it a bit and then handballs in a panic and goes to the opposition. Player in Josh Taylor gets the ball, swings around on the left, goes down towards Holland. Nice pickup. He looks at a few options. Now, he can see that there's no one in the goal square. He can see that the player there is Hunter Price. He's got a couple of metres spare, has a ping on goal, and it's gone through. Good play by Holland. He played on straight away, knowing there was a space for Hunter Price to run into. Fortuitously bounced up for him. Good goal, Bute. Not really sure. I might ask Darren, who's here. He knows the area a lot better than me, but the breeze looks like it's coming from the east. Is it favouring either end, Darren?
Yeah, days like today, I don't think you'll see much difference scoring-wise. No, look, slightly towards the school end, but yeah, only minor. I think probably as you get a chance today, you've got some legendary timekeepers here too, Chook, to deal with. So
yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Trnorden goes up. Luke McCauley's been busy in the centre. He's one player that's got a lot of it also, along with Taylor, as in Josh Taylor. The umpire's seen a pushing free kick, and it's going Bute's way, Trnorden. Last time I was at Bute, I reckon there was a couple of Trnordens playing. Am I right, Darren?
Yeah, that's right. We had Henry as well. He finished up with us last year.
Yep. Ball goes down to the half-forward line, ends up in Ben Price's hands, who's got the long locks as well. There's been a push. No, there hasn't been a push. Holland looked like he was pushed, but it wasn't paid. Ends up in the hands of Waite. Waite goes out over the other side. Once again, it's going to come in with a bit of interest because Sam Davis has got the ball. He's having a shot on goal. The timekeepers of the Bute timekeepers raising his hands and carrying on as if he's out there playing himself.
His son Brad Daniel gave the handball off to Davis, who kicked the goal, and he is known for waving his arms. He's fresh off a game at the Adelaide Crows last week where he put a pint all over this poor lady next to him. So, yep.
Well, the timekeeper.
So be very careful.
I'm not sure whether the York Peninsula Football League want to know this, but both timekeepers have currently, in the first quarter, we're how many minutes in? They've opened up their first beer. I'm thinking it's their first beer, but very good start to the game here.
I think at some point you may need to do an interview across there.
Yeah, it might be better to do an interview early rather than late, I think. But anyway, bit of a hop, step and a jump by the umpire. I don't know whether anyone else noticed that. Very impressive by the umpire. Once again, nice work by McCauley, who's been very busy, but his handball has been blocked off by the player there in Brodie Page. Goes down towards the half-forward line. Cole's been busy. He was on half-back, now he's on half-forward. Gave a little bit of a handball because he was in trouble. Good play by Cole. Ends up in the hands of Paskey. It's 2 versus 1 there in favour of Bute, but once again, Paskeville. They crumb the ball beautifully from the marking contest. The big fella for Paskeville gets the ball clear and handballs it out, but it looks like it's going to go out of bounds over the far side of the ground. And that's exactly what is going to happen, and we'll have another ball in. Early stages of the first quarter. Boundary umpire throws it in 30 metres out from the Paskey goal. Good ruck contest won by Paskey, but no real clearance there for the team as the Bute player in Taylor. Josh Taylor, that is. Gets it on the boot, but it didn't go very far. Still on the half-back line. Gets over towards the player there, and Sam Trengrove, I think it is over there, but it's been forced out of bounds. And we might have another ball in. Yes, we do. Boundary umpires look a little bit like the Bute Guernseys, actually. They're wearing orange, whereas Bute are in the red. Nice work there by Ben Davies, who gets who gets the ball with a handball. That's a nice snap-on goal. That's a beautiful snap-on goal. What's the goal umpire going to tell me? He's going to tell me it's a goal. That's a great goal. Very good play by Paskey. Snap from the boundary line. Utilised the breeze the way that it was. And I didn't actually catch the number of the player that got that, but I reckon it might have been Pat Keane again. That was a quality snap-on goal from the boundary line. Got Cooper over there doing the goal-scoring list for me. Hopefully he's got it all under control. Also got Paul Oborn on the camera. Hopefully enjoying the coverage. Good start to the game, Darren Schilling.
Yeah, no, it is. It's free-flowing. There's a good couple of matchups. One real good one to watch is Tyson Waite and Nathan Hewitt. Tyson playing off half-back and controls the game normally.
Good piece of work by Hunter Price to get the tap in the centre. I don't know about you, Sweeper, but Jordan Wilson, I don't reckon he's the sort of bloke that you want to run into in a dark alley, I don't reckon.
No, he's big man.
He's built like the proverbial. He gets the tap.
I think he may work as a bouncer by night.
Yes. Gets to the centre. Once again, good defensive work by both teams. A bit of aerial ping-pong happening as the player there, Sam Davis, gets the ball down towards the half-forward line. Good defensive work again by Paskey. Player there in Alistair Price does a shimmy and a shake. Good piece of work by Bute to keep it on that half-forward line. Page has the ball there, goes to Waite, who I believe is the coach of Paskey. We'll get a clarification on that. Is Waite the coach of Paskey? Is he, Darren?
Fitzy, can you confirm that? Tyson coaching? Yep,
I think
correct.
he is, yep. And as we speak of the coach, that's exactly what he does. He shows all of his players that he's coaching what he needs to do, and he takes a good diving mark on the half-back line. Umpire tells him to play on. That's Waite. Goes out looking for and finding Alistair Price. Price with the left leg. Goes down the line. Nice piece of work by Paskey to work it down the wing. And the player there in Brantford takes the mark. Goes inboard. Looks for the player in Page. Page goes down towards the half-forward line. A little bit of space for the forward line player for Paskey in Nield, who swings it around on his left. Didn't really get a good connection. Good defensive work again there by Bute. And the ball's been forced out of bounds. Left-hand side of the point post for Paskeville. Down their end, score is currently 2-2 to Paskeville, 2-1 to Bute. That's what the scoreboard's telling me anyway, so I'm hoping that's right, because I actually can't see the computer screen at the moment. But anyway, it's still on the half-forward line, or actually deep into the forward line of Paskeville. Ball goes up, ball goes down, players jump on it. And nice piece of work there. That tackle would have had to have been high, you would have think, but the umpire didn't see it that way. I think it's Holland who was down at full forward who got one high, but the umpire didn't see it, and we'll have another ball up.
Just on the scoreboard attendance, in good hands there. It's Nutsy and Taxi Dave. They never get anything wrong. So
Nutsy? Yeah. That's a good nickname. Can I ask how he got the nickname Nutsy? Or
I think you'd have to see him.
Yep. might have to go to PG rating for that one, Sweeper.
There may be some ales up there as well, I would suggest.
20. There's a blood roll. The umpires who have started the game beautifully, as president of, and we're talking about volunteers before Sweeper. Looks like the president of the Bute Footy Club is also the trainer. Is that right?
Yeah,
Scott Brown.
Scott Brown. Yeah,
Yep.
Look, he's in everything. That's for sure. He's very important to that trainers group, and you thought perhaps he could have had a year off of that being president, but
Yeah.
he's still happy to be out there. So it's fantastic.
As Jack Norman takes the field, and the player there in Hample has got a bit of claret running from his nose. He'll be back shortly, no doubt. Paskeville still has the ball. Page, shimmy and a shake. Sold the candy, but then kicked the ball ugly out towards the boundary line. Nice work by Bute to do, I think that was Rose who did a bit of a shimmy and a shake, but he got spoiled on the line. That's gone inboard, once again unchecked. Pomeroy. We've got an injury. They're calling for the trainer, and it looks like a leg injury of some description. As Pomeroy's been told to hang on to the ball and wait for a little while. It's obviously
CM Rose from that kick, was it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to have.
He is carrying a pretty average knee that is meant to be operated on, so I'm cautious to suggest it's him at the minute.
Our thoughts are with him and his family, whoever it is, and stretcher has been called. And yeah, I think it we'll get an update there, as that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, I can't recall the extent of the injury, but it's one of those ones that you can play with, but expected to be a minimal amount of time that he was going to get out of this season, and sadly that might be it.
That's not good news. So our thoughts certainly go out to people involved, as both teams have now made their way back into their huddles. While this is going to take a little bit of time to get the stretcher out there, and that's sad news. As Jordan Taylor looks like he's about to come on to replace the injured player, but as mentioned, both clubs making a bit of a huddle at the moment, as there's six minutes remaining in the first term, and a very unfortunate situation. Looks like a knee injury, and the stretcher is out there and on the way off with the player. While we're talking about injuries, our thoughts go out to Jack Hayes last night in the St Kilda game. Playing,
terrible.
Yeah, playing his 5th game of AFL, and went down with what's suspected to be an ACL. Very sad news, but news this morning, I don't know how official it is, but news this morning is St Kilda's going to look after him and look like going to give him a contract. So
yeah, that's fantastic. You're going to get to rebound from a knee, and
to get the support from the AFL club like that, I think is brilliant. If that is the case,
he's made a big impact, hasn't he, in a short space of time?
Absolutely, he's certainly proven that he's not out of place in the AFL scene. That's for sure.
There'll be plenty of clubs thinking, well, how many other diamonds are out there that have been missed as well? When
Exactly
you see
right.
that, especially big fellas.
Exactly right, and a mobile big fella. So our thoughts go to Jack Hayes, and our thoughts go out to the Hayes family as well, obviously, as they do with a youngster here that's done his knee.
Yeah, so if it is Sam, it's the son of Matthew, our coach, senior coach.
Yes.
So let's confirm that for you.
Yep. As Pomeroy has now scored the goal. Number 13, Jesse Pomeroy, took the mark and has also got the goal. So just confirming that it is Sam Rose that's unfortunately hurt his knee. That looks like it's already strapped, as Sweeper was mentioning, and that puts a bit of a sour taste in the mouth when you see a young lad like that getting injured. So our thoughts go out to Sam and his family, obviously.
Yeah, no, terrible news. Yeah, fingers crossed it's something not quite so serious, but it's never good on a stretcher.
No, that's for sure. Ball goes up. The big fella Wilson. Good, nice piece of work there by Ben Price. Still on the half-forward line, and we're mentioning Ben Price, and he takes a mark a little bit further down the ground. Not quite on half-forward, but he goes long, looking for the full forward. Gee, that's a good opportunity and a good lead. He spilt the mark. I think that might have been Hunter Price that spilt that one.
Yes, it was.
And ball still in the 50-metre arc. It was a beautiful pass by Ben Price, but the young fella in Hunter Price didn't quite get a second grab on it. But it doesn't matter, because there's been a free kick found, and Aidan Holland's going to have a shot on goal. Distance won't be a problem. I'll tell you what, Sweeper, did you ever used to wear pink boots when you were playing?
No, you want to kick some goals, wouldn't you? Have pink boots on. So
has a shot on goal. It's a nice looking kick. It's a beautiful looking kick, but it's gone to the right hand side of the goalpost.
So I believe that Aidan played a Sturt reserves last year. Played at least a game or two, and lad from Manham originally. So
usually when you're commentating a game of football and you don't know all the players that well, it's always nice when someone's doing something a little bit different, e.g. pink boots. Well, Aidan Holland's got pink boots, he's got a headband, and he's got really long hair, so he's got 3 things that I should be able to pick up on. It goes down towards the half-forward line. Once again, Paskeville there in numbers defensively. Got an opportunity to look up and have a bit of a look around, a little chip kick. Nice defensive work again by Paskey. They currently lead by a straight kick. Deep into this first quarter. Once again, thoughts go out to young Sam Rose, who's gone off on a stretcher with a knee injury. Series of 2 or 3 handballs ends up in the hands of Franklin. Not sure whether his nickname's Buddy, but it is now. Nice work by Paskey. Keane needs to go back to try and go forward. Nice pick up and nice speed shown by Alistair Price. He looks around and finds the big fella in Wilson. Jordan Wilson, a little chip kick. Once again, waited for the right opportunity. Coral gets the ball, but he lost the handle on it. It's on the 50-metre arc for Paskey. Congestion of players. One of them's McCracken over there, Fraser McCracken. They jump on him. He jumps on the ball. and the umpire will come in. 3 umpire system today here at Bute, and the ball goes skyward on the 50-metre arc over on the far side. Jordan Wilson just pushed his ruckman out of the way, then he grabbed the player that grabbed the ball and swung him around, and the umpire says that's holding the ball. Good piece of work by Wilson. He contested the ruck and then he did a bit of roving and a bit of tackling himself, as good ruckman should. He plays on and handballs to the player there for Paskeville, who has a shot on goal from 50 metres and goes to the right-hand side. Minor score prevails. Yes, sweeper. Jordan Wilson's not the sort of plate that you run 100 miles an hour at if you're about to get shepherded by him, I don't reckon. You'd bounce off, I think. He's a fairly big unit.
Yeah, he stands out here today. We certainly haven't got too many big fellas in that regard.
Ball's been kicked out and it's gone out with a free kick going to the coach in Wait. Wait for Paskey. Goes in looking for the youngster down there in the forward pocket. Good defensive work there by Bute to spoil the ball, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, there's the veteran Sam Tringrove with the spoil there, leading the way.
Very good spoil by Tringrove. Boundary umpire comes in to throw it in, probably around 20 metres around from the left-hand side point post for Paskey. Nice piece of work by Trinorden to get the tap. Series of a couple of handballs. Put the player there in a bit of trouble. Well, I think it was Josh Taylor that was in strife there. As soon as he had the ball coming towards him, he was set upon. Ball spills to the ground. Players jump on top of it, and the umpire will come in near the boundary line to throw the ball skyward. Big congestion of players there, so there's not a lot of space around that throw up. Once again, ball goes up, ball comes down. Series of couple of handballs don't really go anywhere. Now it's in the hands of Bute. Spoiled by his own player, unfortunately. Kicked into the back of him. Nice work. Might be a high tackle there. Should be a high tackle. Goes to Page. I think that was Brody Page that had the ball when tackled high. And he'll take a kick. With this breeze the way that it is, he plays on. He knows he can't make the distance on goal, so he goes in towards his full forward. Nice piece of work once again defensively by Bute to spoil the ball, but once again there's plenty of players there, so it doesn't go very far. Once again, nice little handball. Once again a spoil by Paskeville's forward line. Good defensive work. There's more spoils in this first quarter than you can write a book about. It's unreal how defensive both teams have been, and it's very impressive to look at the defensive work down in each forward line. You think you've got a couple of metres spare, but then all of a sudden the ball gets spoiled as you put it on your boot. Some good footy by both teams. Paskeville still in the 50-metre arc for them. Good work again defensively by Bute. Series of a couple of handballs. We might have a little bit of clearance here. No, the handball's gone out. Probably shouldn't have, and it's been turned around to Paskey. Good piece of work there defensively to be there for the drop of the ball by Bute. But once again, a lot of defensive pressure, and it's ball's just been scurried out, and it's landed on the chest of Keane. Keane's already kicked 2, I think, and looks like he's going to aim up for his 3rd. Here at the beautiful Bute Oval, York Peninsula Football League's round 3.
That wind's just playing a few tricks.
Yes,
just picked up again.
I'm glad I'm not in the scissor lift. Last time I was here was in a scissor lift, and when there was a gust of breeze, I'm not good with heights, and it swayed a bit, so this commentary box certainly won't be swaying, which is good. As Keane, set shot. Gee, that's a lovely looking kick into a breeze. Gee, that's a nice looking kick by Keane. Straight through the middle. Once again, as Darren mentioned, it's not really favouring either end, but the force of the breeze is sort of going across from right to left as Keane was having a shot on goal there. Is that a fair call, Darren?
Yeah, look, I'm going to change my mind from which one's favouring. I think it actually possibly favouring that Paskeville.
Actually, it has swung around.
Yeah.
It has swung around a little bit, hasn't it? Yeah. So it probably is favouring the Paskeville end, as it has changed a little bit. Don't want to give the umpires a hard time, but the umpire who's about to throw it up, I reckon he needs a pair of shorts that's a couple of sizes smaller, Darren, but we won't mention that publicly. As he does a little bit of a hot step and a jump, throws this ball skyward. Trinorden gets the tap. Nice work by Macaulay. Gets the tap, but it goes straight to Trinorden. Once again, everything's in close. Once again, another spoil, that time by Sam Davis. Macaulay, I've liked his first quarter. He gets a handball away. Nice piece of work for a 1-2, but it looks like he's been done for holding the ball, or is he done for a push in the back?
It was Macaulay to Macaulay.
Yeah, I'm not. We don't want to bag the umpires, but the player who kicked the ball has been penalised for kicking it after the whistle. But he was in the motion of kicking when the whistle went, so I don't know how you're supposed to stop when that happens, Darren. But anyway,
No, not too much dissent to the umpire, which is important.
Yeah, no raising in the arms.
No.
As the ball goes half forward line for Paskey, but once again, good defensive work by Bute. Play on straight away, looking for the player out here in Hunter Price. But, as you can hear in the background, the siren goes. We're in the timekeeper's box, so we won't have any problems hearing the siren, I don't think, Darren. But good quarter. A 13-point lead in favour currently of Paskeville, and as Darren mentioned a couple of minutes ago, I don't think there was any favouritism in the breeze earlier, but there certainly is now, and I think Paskeville was kicking with it.
Yeah, just favouring Paskey's end. Yeah, but as you said, for a fair part of that quarter, probably neither end. So Bute could have the better of it in terms of the breeze picking up now.
I might just get Cooper to hand that sheet to Darren, and Darren can go through the goal scorers for us.
Gee, this is.
Hey mate, we're paying you the big bucks, Darren.
Well, I was going to go by memory. Keane has kicked all three.
Yes.
3 or 4. Sorry.
3 or 4. Yep.
With one more to Jesse Pomeroy for Paskeville. For Bute, Sam Davis with 1, Angus Hunter Price with 1. So yeah, that's our goal kickers.
Fantastic conditions here at the Bute Oval, and Simon Rowe has just sent me a text message to say it's quarter time and CMS Crows are 2 goals 6 to Southern Eagles 1 straight. So CMS 2 goals 6 to Southern Eagles 1 straight. That is in the York Peninsula, obviously, league. Denny McDermott, thank you, Denny. Denny has just sent me through the score at quarter time. Minman 1-1, Southern Saints 1-1. So all tied up at the end of the first quarter in the North Eastern Football League. Those two teams are probably two of the better teams in North Eastern, you would think, this year. Round 1 action there as far as North Eastern Footy League is concerned. And yeah, I'm also getting some text messages from people saying that there's a whole lot of Anzac Day things happening throughout the day today at various grounds, and obviously there'll be an Anzac Day medal at most of the grounds of most of the leagues because this is the Anzac Day weekend. So,
yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Bute's got a very strong RSL here and very active, and they always have a medal for our games regardless of what's perhaps the league's main game is called, but the Bute game will always have a medal for Anzac. So yeah, something, another little hidden gem when you're here looking at the silo art, you can get the RSL as well.
Absolutely. Fantastic situation here at Bute, and the silo art is magnificent, and as mentioned earlier, it's almost still wet, it's so fresh. It's not sure whether Paul Oborn, the cameraman, can get a little bit of a glimpse of the silo art. How you going there, Paul? I can't actually... Oh, there we go. There's a little bit of a glimpse of the silo art here at Bute.
Yeah, if you get a close look, there's a young lady on a push bike, which probably didn't mean a hell of a lot to me, but you won't see her from this angle. But there is a rooster, believe it or not.
You mean on the silo art?
Yeah, on the silo art.
And our camera works that good. We're going to see a lady on a push bike as she's going down the main street of Bute, but anyway.
No, there is a rooster on there, you'll be surprised to know. And the hummocks, I think, this is the thing that sets it off for me. In the background, the camera probably picks up the hummocks ranges and the turbines too across the outlook here, which is very nice.
We're always running a risk when we come and do our live streams and commentary at our regional grounds that if the Crows don't play very well, Darren, our cameraman Paul Oborn will pack up and leave before the game's finished. He'll be happy to know at 3/4 time that the Crows are leading the Bulldogs by 3 points, the score being 41-38, and that is a 3/4 time score, the Crows leading the Bulldogs at Ballarat, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
I think it's Ballarat, yeah. So Crows currently up by 3 points, 3/4 time. We'll keep you updated.
I've just had a message too, Chuck, come
Yes.
through from Luke Harrop.
Yes.
Shrimpy, he's meant to be playing football today. He's got COVID.
Yep.
And he's just asked I don't clear my throat too many times. So shout out to Shrimpy at home with COVID.
We got some great nicknames. We've got Shrimpy. We've got Nostrils. We've got all these nicknames, and that's another great thing. That's another great thing about regional footy.
You got Mad Max next to you and Fitzy, so believe it or not.
In the SGL, thank you very much to Mick Kerrin. Props Risdon, or the Lions, 6 goals 6, leading West Augusta 1 behind. Lions, very good side in the SGL, and they've started the season. That is round 1 action in the SGL. A reasonably large lead already at quarter time by the look of that. There's some nicknames that are coming through on the Facebook feed that we're not going to repeat. We're going to leave some of them alone. Not sure whether the footy clubs has shared the coverage. I can't actually see whether it's been shared by the footy clubs, but hopefully both Bute and Paskeville are sharing the service. As the ball goes skyward, Pomeroy gets the tap. Nice piece of work there, but once again, it's very congested in there. Plenty of players there, but it's going to be a series of handballs. Nice work to come out to Nelson. Nice work, follow up there. Good piece of work. Great tackle. Should be holding the ball, and it is holding the ball. And that player, Macaulay, gets the free kick. I've liked his game. Luke Macaulay has been playing in the centre, very stylish. Chips the ball over and finds Jack Norman. Don't think he's related to Greg Allwood. The ball's been spilt mark there by Sam Taylor, but still on the half-forward line. Nice work by Paskeville. Handball ends up in the hands of Price. Price, once again, a shimmy and a shake. Goes out towards Page. Back to Price. In close. Nice work there by Bute to clear it, get a bit of a clearance here. The player there in Hample gets the ball on the boot. Doesn't care where it goes, just as long as it goes out of Paskeville's forward line. It's over on the wing near the commentary box. Macaulay, as in the Trent variety, grabs the ball. He's got two players jump on top of him, one of them being Jack Davies, and the ball will go skyward. No chance to get rid of it, so the ball goes up. The ruckman has a tap. Trenorden goes straight down the throat of Page for Paskeville. Paskeville gets it down to the half-forward line. There's a hanging-on free kick, and it's going to Pat Keane. He's kicked 3 goals already. We've got young Macaulay changing his boots. He wants to do that in a hurry because he's been playing well so far. They need him back out there. Ball goes chipping in towards the right-hand side forward pocket. Nice work. Coral gets tackled straight away. It's forced out. Great tackle by Bute. Should be rewarded, and it is. Holding the ball against Loveridge there. And I think that might have been Hample that did the tackle. Nice little chip kick over to Sam David. Sam David goes over the other side, over on the far side.
Joshy Taylor again.
Yep, Josh Taylor should know that with that left boot and also the mullet. Goes inboard. Nice piece of work. It comes out here towards the player there in Daniel. Daniel swings around on his left. Goes across and it looks like it's going out of bounds on the full there. Nostrils? Or sweeper?
Yeah.
No, I won't call you Nostrils anymore.
Max's son there, Brad. Your timekeeper's son.
Mad Max's son?
Yeah.
Obviously, he's not going to take any credit for that kick that went out of bounds on the full. We'll leave that right alone. But he's back. Good piece of work defensively by his son that keeps the ball in towards that centre area. Page is on the bottom of the pack and he throws it to the umpire and says, here, throw it up again. Trenorden goes up against Pomeroy. Trenorden, good tap. Once again, no real advantage to Bute though. Oh, nice piece of work there by the player there. Was that Ben Price at the bottom of the pack?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it was. Yeah. Good work to dive on the ball and be the first one there. Paskeville was about to get a bit of a clearance there. Once again, Trenorden. Once again, a good tap, but it goes straight to Price, as in Alistair Price. Kicks down towards the half-forward line. There's equal numbers of both teams there. Nice work there by McCracken. Not sure whether his nickname's is McCracken's nickname Phil McCracken Nostrils?
No, I think just Crackers.
Right, okay, we'll leave that alone.
No, correct. You might get a chance with the camera work to pick up on the Anzac Guernsey Bute are wearing too at some point.
Yes, we'll have a crack at that. Pomeroy up against Trenorden. Nice work over on the far side. Player there in Davis tackled the Paskey player and it's forced the ball out. It's over on the far side near the boundary line. Congestion of players, about 6 or 7 players. Doesn't look like the ball's going anywhere. The umpire agrees with me and he comes in to throw the ball skyward. Umpires have been good so far. Liked their work. Once again, all leagues are struggling for umpire numbers, so if you're in an opportunity to maybe umpire a game or two throughout the year, please let your local club know, let your local league know. Always looking for umpires. Get paid a little money for doing it too, don't you, Darren?
Yeah, it's good money. Yep. It's good money if you can put up with it. Yeah.
Yep. And the umpires will get looked after financially. They'll also get looked after as well as far as making sure that they're looked after on the field as well as off. Good defensive work by Bute again.
Sam
Trengrove, good defensive mark. Goes inboard. Nice piece of roving there by the player Sam Davis, but he wasn't able to pick it up. Once again, Paskeville looks like they've got the numbers in the centre to get the ball clearance, but once again, nice defensive work by, I think that might be Trenorden on the bottom of the pack. It's been forced out. Once again, everything's in close, so it's hard to get a free kick or a free handball out of there. Nice work again, that time by Jordan Taylor to do another good spoil. It's on the half-forward line for Bute. It's been forced forward by Jack Wackett. Goes down towards 25 metres out from goal. Waiters there in the last line of defence. Good desperate work by the Paskeville defenders, and it's going to get cleared out towards the half-back line. Good contested ball. Once again, plenty of play. Great contest. Great clash of bodies there. Still on the half-forward line for Bute. They're desperate to try and keep it in there. Good work by Paskey. Got a clear and kick now. Nice work and nice pick up by Corey Price. Goes towards the wing. And good work there by Jack Norman in defence, or on the wing. Goes in towards Macaulay. Macaulay as in Luke. Jack, the timekeeper's trying to point to Macaulay as to where to kick, and that's exactly where he's gone. I'm not sure how Mad Max got him to kick it out there, but he must have heard him. Must have seen the point. Goes out towards the player there, and Sam Davis, who plays on straight away. Good work. I don't think it was Sam Davis's best kick, but fortuitously...
Geordie Taylor's got that.
Yeah, fortuitously, it's landed beautifully. And Jordan Taylor, good chest mark. Bit more acute than 45 degrees, but I don't think distance will be a problem. The breeze looked like it's going a little bit straighter than what it was.
He likes to kick a goal.
So we'll see what his celebration is like if he gets it. That's a lovely looking kick. That's a lovely looking kick. He raises the hand and says, "That's how you do it, boys." And Jordan Taylor, lovely kick and well deserved. Once again, fortuitously, it was at the front of the pack, or in front of his player. The kick to him wasn't that great, but it fell beautifully for him, and a good uncontested chest mark. And from that angle, it wasn't a shoe-in.
No.
It wasn't a shoe-in, it was a good kick.
Yeah, no, he's been a renowned goal kicker through his Colts footy, and he's just got to settle into this next level now and keep doing what he can do. So he a bit mercurial.
Ball goes skyward. This field umpire, I love the fact that he does a bit of a hop, step and a jump when he throws the ball up. Nice work by Alex Brown. Once again, good defensive work within the centre to keep the ball confined in there. Lots of players trying to do the right thing. Page, yes, good decision, umpire. Page was tackled by Macaulay. I've really liked Luke Macaulay's game so far, Sweeper.
Yeah, he's actually training down at the Adelaide Crows with their seconds list, I suppose you call it. So he's... that's a fair mark.
Sorry, Sweeper, I'll interrupt you there. Great mark by Jacob Nelson. One-handed, plucked it out like picking an apple off a tree. Good defensive work there by Nelson. Sorry.
Yeah, so Luke's got a power of work underneath him in terms of the pre-season and everything else, and prepare for that level of footy, but hasn't been able to get a game at that level, but we're happy to have him here.
You just see some players that just got that little bit of style, and I reckon he's got that little bit of style in the way that he disposes of the ball, Macaulay. I've liked his game so far. I might get you to keep an eye on some of the better players, and we'll talk about it at half-time, Sweepers, so you can have a bit of a think about both teams and who you think's been playing well. As the Warmold is the tackling player. Good tackle. Trent Macaulay was the player that had the ball. No way of getting rid of it, and the umpire throws it up. That's Macaulay again. He was tackled high, but the umpire wasn't in a position where he could have seen it. Goes down towards the half-forward line for Paskey. Nice work defensively again by Bute. Tapped out by Sam Taylor.
So just on the back of these Guernseys, you'll see names of people that have served in the Bute and surrounding community in the wars. So part of our Anzac Guernsey commemorative here. So very fine print, admittedly, but just something to be aware of.
Well, it probably needs to with the amount of people's names you've got on there. I think it's absolutely superb. Sweepers, as Page gets the ball down. Good work again. Yes, the mark's been paid, and rightfully so. Good defensive mark again by Sam Taylor, who plays on and switches. Goes over the other side to Taylor. There's Taylor's all over the place. That's the Josh variety. Goes inboard looking for Holland. Holland. Good uncontested ball. There's no stand rule here, because if there was, it would have been 50 metres then. But anyway, Holland has the ball. Goes down deep into the forward line. 2-on-2. Nice piece of work by Hunter Price to try and get an Academy Award for acting, but he didn't get it. Nice play on there by Paskey on half-back. Hunter Price, I think, thought he might have got one in the smush, and I think he did by the way he's holding his face, but the umpire didn't see it, and it makes its way into the centre. Kneeled for Paskeville. Kicks down. That's a lovely looking kick. Ends up with Warmold. Warmold on his left. Plays on straight away. Wynn's going to carry it over the top. Nice work there defensively by Bute again to clear the ball out. Looking for Taylor. How many Taylors in this Bute team? Is that 3? As
a set of brothers and a cousin.
Yeah, all over the place. The Taylors, which is excellent. They're all playing well too. Ball's been forced out of bounds. The player over there was Josh Taylor, who's been busy so far. Trenorden once again gets the tap. He was about to have a shot on goal and then realised he was going the wrong way, so he handballed it, thankfully. Nice piece of work by Paskey defensively again by Nelson. It's 3-on-2, but good piece of defensive work by Bute. He's not going anywhere. That's holding the ball. Gang tackle. 2 players had him. Angus Cock was one of them.
You got a 17-year-old and probably a 34-year-old there, gang tackling there.
Nathan Hewitt was the recipient of the free kick, and he's kicked it down and found Weckett. Jack Weckett. He looks at his options. Everything looks fairly congested down there, so he's just chipped it up, hoping for the full forward to run into a spot. Good defensive work, use of the body by Waite, but it's I think that might be
Hunter
Price. He's recovered from his knock in the nose, and he's done a dribble kick through for a goal. Hunter Price, well played. The big fella did a bit of roving then, Sweepers. That was a good piece of work down there.
Yeah, he's a clever, tidy footballer. He's got good mitts on him. Just another young lad that's still growing into the game at this level. But when he gets himself going, I think he's going to be a huge asset as a key forward.
Quarter time, BSR 4 goals 5, lead South Clare 2 goals 4. That's a quarter time score in Northeastern Football League. Crystal Brook 3 goals 1, lead Jamestown Peterborough 2 goals 2. That's a quarter time score. We've got some duplications here, but thank you to everyone who's sending through scores.
You mentioned BSR. Jack Weckett
Yes.
out there as an ex-BSR, son of Shane Weckett.
Yes,
So,
as
you
the
might
ball
know
makes his way down, Wilson was the one that won the tap, but it went straight to the Bute players. On the half-forward line for Bute again. Good piece of work defensively again by Paskeville. Clearing kick there by Jack Davies. Goes out towards the far side wing. Yes, when you see some of the names, you can put a name to a territory sometime. Weckett is a well-known name out that way.
He is working locally, so we haven't stolen him completely. So.
Yeah. Well, even if you do, it doesn't matter. It's over on the far side. I'm sure you've had players stolen from Bute.
Occasionally, yes.
There you go. So everything's fair in love and war. As we're over on the far side, umpire throws it up. Once again, big congestion of players. Nice work by Wilson to tap it down. No real advantage because it goes to a congestion every time a ruckman gets a tap. Nice work, ends up in the hands of Macaulay. Very quick hands. That was very good play by Luke Macaulay again. And it's on the wing. Comes in, looks for that player again in Macaulay. He's been busy. I'm not doing stats on his possessions, but he'd be the leading stat getter in the game without any hesitation, Macaulay. Looks around for the options and finds one beautifully to his brother over on the far side. Too far out to score. He goes deep into the forward line. Good contested ball. Holland's there. He spilt the mark. He's done a bit of a dribble, but the dribble has gone over the boundary line, has it? No, it might have been out of bounds before he got the boot on it, and it's going to be a free kick for last possession to Paskeville. The coach of Paskey, Waite, plays on straight away, looks for Nelson, and he's been beaten by the boundary line. And we'll have a ball in by the boundary umpire, who's lost a bit of interest at the moment. He was looking the other direction, but he's going to come in and throw the ball in. We've mentioned already a couple of times the boundary umpires have got some nice mullets going on. Good tap by Bute, but once again, no real clearance there. Coral, gee, that was clever by Coral. He picked it up with one hand, played on, went in towards the centre. Neild is the player for Paskeville. Goes out looking for Weiss. Hopefully that pronunciation's right. Weiss in the centre, goes down towards leading Corey Price. It's not going to reach that far though. The player in Warmold's over there. A little bit of a shimmy and a shake. Still in the hands of the Paskey's player. That's a lovely pass. It's been spilt in the chest mark. Good diving opportunity, but it was spilt. Nice use of the handball. A shot on goal. It's not going to reach the distance. And once again, good defensive work by Bute. They don't mess around. As soon as they get a mark, they play on straight away. And Isaac Hampel gets the kick 30 metres out from the Paskeville goal. Good defensive work again by Bute. A lot of good players out there, and I'm sure that Sweeper's going to have some trouble picking 3 or 4 better players to talk about at half time, because there's been some very high standard game from quite a few of the players out there, and one of them is Sam Davis, who's just taken that great contested ball. Positions himself beautifully. Good contested ball with 3 or 4 sets of hands going up for it.
He's a lad out of North Adelaide. He managed the league game, I think, last year, one off.
Wasn't the greatest of passes to his mate, but it may be okay. No, good piece of work by Paskey, and once again Macaulay. Luke McCauley, good spoil. He's getting plenty of possessions, but he's also doing the hard work. And he might have hurt his arm in that spoil then, giving it a bit of a shake. As you can see by the camera work by Paul Oval, there's a lot of players around the ball, hence the reason why the umpire's throwing it up so often. Nice piece of work to get the ball out to Price. Price gets it down towards the wing. Hewitt dodges a couple of Paskeville players, handballs back. Nice work there by player in Hunter Price to get the ball, goes further down the ground. Nice defensive work, ends up in the hands of Nelson. Nelson does the 1-2. That 1-2 was to Hamish Price. He goes down towards the half-forward line. Defensive work ends up in the hands of Davis. Sam Davis goes in towards the centre. Nice use of the body again. Trenorden, the ruckman, does a bit of roving and gets the handball. Goes down towards the contest. Holland's down there with Waite. Waite has time to wait for the ball, if you like, and for it to bounce up to him, and he kicks out towards Price. Alistair Price has a bit of space, goes inboard looking for Nelson. Nelson gave it the opportunity to bounce. Bounced up in his hands. Nice work by Paskeville. They're over there in numbers. Weiss has the ball now. He's over on the far side wing. Looks in towards the 50-metre arc. Bute should mark in defence. They've got plenty of players there. Spilt mark goes to Price, as in Corey Price, who grabs the ball. The umpire says, well, he grabbed the ball and you grabbed him. He can't get rid of it. Let's throw it skyward. 48 metres out from the Paskeville goal. Umpire's done a good job. 1 point lead in favour of Paskeville here at the beautiful Bute Oval. York Peninsula round 3 action. Good work defensively again to keep the ball in. Still just over 50 metres out from the Paskeville goal. Alex Brown was the tackler there, containing the Bute player from getting away. He's also there to do some roving, but Page beat him to it. Page, that's a lovely looking kick, but it's swayed in the breeze by the look of it, and it didn't reach the target. There's a holding free being given. How's the umpire seen it? Player from Paskeville being held. Corey Price. Didn't seem to be much in it, but it was certainly there, but it wasn't much of a hold.
Not too much dissent from Sam, so it can't have been. No, must be something in it.
Timekeeper Mad Max wasn't very happy with it. He's
no, not at all.
No, he's not happy at all.
I hear they are going to introduce pockets into Guernseys, so the players put their hands in there rather than wave them around. So.
Yes. Minor score. It's certainly a gettable goal, that one, as the ball comes out. Nice work. Once again, a good contest. Paskeville are there in numbers. Nelson has the ball. Goes to Coral. Coral has time to handball. Nice work on to Roberts. Roberts has a bit of space to have a look up and see what's on option. Nice defensive work by Sam Taylor. Sam Taylor's told to play on, and he does. Nearly got himself into trouble. And Bute need to get rid of it. McCauley gets the handball away. Nice work. Ends up with Ben Price. Ben Price goes looking inboard, looking for Sam Davis. Series of a couple of handballs. That's Angus Cock who has the ball. Goes down towards the half-forward line, and it's good mark taken there by the young Hewitt. I'm only going to say young Hewitt because Darren Schilling earlier said he was the oldest man on the ground, so I'm trying to make him feel better. Goes inboard looking for Sam Davis. That was Cock that got the ball into Davis, and I'll tell you what, the ball's been spilt. Defensive work by Price. Alistair Price whacks it on his right boot. McCauley, Luke McCauley, good vision. Didn't bang it in, just had a bit of a look, see what was around, and it's ended up in the hands of the forward of Jack Weckett. Jack Weckett waves his full forward to come to lead to him, so he's kicked it out. Nice work there to McCauley, the Trent variety. Shimmy and a shake, tries to get past Alistair Price, goes down towards Holland. Good defensive work there by the coach of Paskeville in Waite, who gets up after the mark, plays on straight away. Gets a player there on the run that's got some space. That's an ugly looking kick. Bute's there in numbers. They should be able to get the ball back. It's gone out of bounds, and it'll be a kick to Bute, will it? Or will there be a throw in? It's going to be a throw in. Bit of confusion as to the last touch rule there, but I think it's right in saying that the boundary umpire should throw it in, as he does. Nice ruck work again. Good tap down. The tap down went straight to Brown. Handball, then a kick down towards the commentary box, where Paul Oborn, the cameraman's doing his best attempt to try and get it as close to the action as possible. And the boundary umpire, with one of the best looking mullets I've ever seen, Darren Schilling, is going to throw it in.
Yeah, Carsky lads, they're not afraid of a mullet either.
Yep, nice mullet, nice moustache. Ball, looks like the players aren't going to be able to get it away from there. I think it was Hunter Price on the back of the pack, and we'll have another ball in. 3 minutes left in the second quarter. 3 minutes left of the first half. Alex Brown barges his way through. Good handball, finds Ben Davies. Ben Davies gets the ball down towards the half-forward line. Umpire, good umpiring. It was a throw. It was certainly there. The player had it. Tyler Neild had it. In the force of the tackle, it came out, and it was definitely a throw. It wasn't a handball. As the ball goes inboard, and the umpire once again. The player in Tom Price took the mark. The Paskeville player grabbed him and gave him a bit of a swing around, and the umpire, instead of 25 metres, has given him about 7.3 metres. The ball goes out towards the far side. Goes in, Page dives to try and intercept the ball. Bute still in possession here. A little kick that goes about 1.5 metres. It's play on. Hampel picks it up from shoelace level, goes down towards the half-forward line. Trenordan's there. He's held onto, I reckon it was Price that he was holding onto, who didn't have the ball. Paskeville clear from half-back. Alistair Price played a good game so far. Goes down towards half-forward line. Looking for another Price, as in Corey. Good contested ball. Bute are there in numbers. A quick handball out. I think it was McCauley got the handball to it. It's now made its way down to the Paskeville forward 50. It's 2-on-1. Paskeville there in numbers. Bute had the ball held to him in the tackle. Not sure who that player
Cam
is.
Harris.
Cam Harris. Good work. He was outnumbered 2-1, Cam Harris there. He did well to contain that ball in there. Neild goes up against Hunter Price. Good piece of work there by the player in Ben Price. A series of a couple of handballs. The person who kicked the ball was knocked off the kick, and it's gone out of bounds on the fall. That player being Sam Taylor. Good defensive work again by Paskey. Nelson. Jacob Nelson. Smack bang in front of the commentary box. 1.5 to go. Nelson chips in and finds Page. Brody Page gets a bit of depth in the kick. Once again, numbers there for Bute in defence. Good piece of work again. Play there, and McCauley ends up with the ball. It's 2-on-1. They're in a bit of trouble here. If the ball doesn't go out of bounds, they're in a lot of strife. Nice work by Bute. Good piece of work. Good. That's holding the ball, umpire, and that's exactly what he said. It was Tom Weiss who did the tackle on Sam Davis, and a free kick results. 1 minute to go in this second quarter. 1 minute to go in the half. Goes long, looking for anyone in particular. Bute there in plenty of numbers. Nice defensive work by Tom Price. Gets a bit of clearance. The player there in Taylor. Like his game so far. We were warned about his ginger mullet. He's playing well, but he's turned the ball over. Paskeville, they haven't got long to get a score this second quarter. There's not much time left before the siren goes, and nice work defensively there by Hunter Price. I've liked his game this first half. Chips over to another good player this half in Sam Davis, and he doesn't look like he's in much of a hurry. I think he might know there's not much time left. He's chipped over to another good player this quarter and this half in Ben Price. Little chip ball looking for Sam Trengrove. Plenty of good players on both teams. We'll speak to sweepers very shortly. Not much time left now. There's only 15 seconds left. Good piece of work defensively by Bute. Nice pick up by Trent McCauley off shoelace level. He's tackled straight away by the player there in Hamish Price. And that is the siren to end the first half. That is a good quality first half of football and shows the scores. As I look at the scoreboard, I'm hoping that the scoreboard is right. 4 goals for Paskeville to Bute, 4 goals to a 2-point margin in favour of Paskeville here at the beautiful Bute Oval. And the Roosters, the red and white, is Bute, and the Port Adelaide Prison Bar Guernsey is Paskeville, for those people that might be joining us for the first time, as both goal umpires don't look like they're in a hell of a hurry to go into the centre and talk to each other and find out whether the scores are right. The umpires have grabbed the ball and they're about to go and have their half-time break. And Paskeville coach Tyson Wade, he's doing the high fives of all his players. He'd be pretty happy with the way that they contained Bute that quarter, because Bute had a lot of the ball, Darren.
Yeah,
I think a lot of the ball.
It's certainly been a better performance from what I've seen. Bute certainly had their hand on it, which is fantastic. The last couple of weeks we've had some quality opposition in Cougars and Kadina first up, I should say. So yeah, look, a bit more even contest. We have been accused of perhaps not using the ball well enough, but I think perhaps that entry's in the forward line just there to brush up on and to make the most of those opportunities.
As Mad Max is, I'm not sure whether Mad Max has gone down to get another beer. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, lock it in, Eddie.
Timekeeper's here. We're in the timekeeper's box at the beautiful Bute Oval. It's a lovely day. The breeze is a little bit tricky, Darren. I think we'd be happy to say that it's tricky in our own playing days. It's not something that's going straight down either end. It's a bit of a cross breeze to a certain extent, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think we had that bit of a blow up there at one stage before quarter time that sort of sense it was favouring one end, but no, I don't think much at all. It might even drop out. I haven't gone looking at the forecast, but we'll see how it eventuates. But yeah, only 4 goals each, which is probably low scoring, but we may see it open up a bit in the second half.
I've been impressed by the quality of the game, Sweeper. I mean, to be fair, Bute and Paskeville haven't had a great start to the season. It's got to be said, but the quality of the football today has been very good defensively, and very impressive by both teams. I'm going to get to you very shortly to ask you some of the better players that you think might be playing well, and I'll also ask you for the goal kickers very shortly as well. But just want to send a cheerio to all those people that are sending scores in, and it is very much appreciated, because the more leagues and the more areas that we cover, the better it is, obviously. But before we get to some of the regional games, we will talk to Paul Oborn very shortly if the Crows win. For those people that are wondering, with 4 minutes to go, scores are level. Crows versus Western Bulldogs. And Paul Oborn, if you don't take that camera off me and point it out towards the oval, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. But yeah, scores are level in the Crows versus Western Bulldogs game. Other scores, thank you very much for those people that are sending through scores. CMS Crows, 8 goals 8 lead the Southern Eagles 2 goals 4. That's a half-time score. At quarter time in Northern Areas Football Association, thank you, Heidi, for sending through these scores. Southern Flinders 2 goals 2 lead BMW. For those people that are wondering, Southern Flinders is around that Gladstone, Laura, Rabra area. BMW is Bullaroo, Melrose and Wilmington combined. 2 goals 2 Southern Flinders lead BMW 1 goal straight. That's a quarter time score. At quarter time score in the Northeastern Football League, it was all tied up at 1 goal 1 apiece. Saints versus Minman, so that's Mintero, Monero and Manura, as I put my teeth back in. And Southern Saints is Robertstown and Yadunda combined. In other scores, Daniel Fogden, he's just sent through the same score as the Yadunda and Minman score. At quarter time, BSR 4 goals 5 were leading South Clare 2 goals 4. The Crystal Brook score at quarter time, Crystal Brook 3 goals 1 lead Jamestown Peterborough 2 goals 2. That was a quarter time score. Paul McCormack, thank you, Paul. North Clare 1 goal 4 lead the Cats 1 point. That was a quarter time score. Blythe Snowtown are the Cats, and they've got quite a few players missing. I think it might be COVID situations there, but once again, thank you for those scores. Quarter time score, the Lions in SGL football, round 1 action, Proprietary Risdon, who are the Lions, taking on West Augusta. The Lions 6 goals 6 lead West Augusta 1 solitary point. And I think that's about it from some of the scores from around the grounds. So once again, thank you very much for those people that are sending them through, and we'll try and keep you updated throughout the day. The score here, of course, Paskeville 4 goals 4 lead Bute 4 goals 2, a 2-point margin in favour of Paskeville at the beautiful Bute Oval. And one of the Bute identities, who's been good enough to join us, is Darren Schilling, who I know his nickname's Sweeper, but I didn't know his nickname, which I think I might get in trouble if I keep on mentioning it, is Nostrils. But that's what happens when you mix with a couple of locals that want to stir up someone that knows that. Hang on, we've lost you there, mate. Have you got? Is that on or off? There we go.
Oh, sorry. There's generally no winners with these situations, but we'll keep bashing away. And shout out to Jordan Green.
Yeah, Jordan Green should be ashamed of himself.
The Seahorse. Yeah,
he should be ashamed of himself to pass on nicknames that aren't appropriate.
Yeah.
But anyway, West Augusta 2 goals 4 trail the Lions 8-9. That's a half-time score now. So thank you to Mick Kerrin. He's the president of South Augusta, and he's giving us the Lions versus West Augusta score. So thank you very much to Mick Kerrin for that. And Peter Wolford, very good man over on the Eastern Air Peninsula, Eastern Air Footy League. The scores at Port nil. Port's 8-5. Gee, I tell you what, this would be an upset. Port's 8-5 lead Kimber Districts 3 straight. So that's a half-time score. Port's 8-5 lead Kimber Districts 3 goals. So that's a half-time score from Eastern Air Peninsula Footy League. Darren, send us through the goal scorers first off for the first half.
Yep. Well, obviously, Paskeville didn't add to their goal-kicking list, but just to run through, their 4 goals were actually in the first quarter. Keane was on fire, kicking 3, and Jesse Pomeroy with 1. And we have singles for Bute to Sam Davis and Jordan Taylor, and Angus Hunter-Price has 2.
Now, it's half time. Usually I ask the person that I'm with, what would you do if you're on the losing team? Now, you're from the losing team, you're from Bute. Would you change much? Is there anything, if you were coach, if you were in charge, would you make any wholesale changes?
Yeah, I think there's some good plans coming in. I noticed that they put some time into Tyson Waite. As a backman, you shouldn't think you'd have to do that, but he's just so instrumental every time he plays. We seem to find him kick to him like a forward, but I see he dropped a bit deeper onto Holland, onto our full forward rather than perhaps off that half back line. So Nathan Hewitt did have that job on him, but that sort of changed around. So I'm not sure that might be something to look at again, whether you drop Nathan Hewitt back a bit deeper on him. But it sounds defensive, a defensive way of going about some changes. But look, I've liked the midfield. There's perhaps an opportunity at times to open our forward lines up a little bit. At times it has been better today. We've with our disposal going forward, so it's not always a pretty job sitting as a forward for Bute, but use has been a bit better. But look, all in all, I think effort the first 3 weeks, include today, has been excellent by the Bute lads, and I think that's all you can ask for. And I'm just think it's going to be see who can hold their skill level at the level for long enough. And I think both clubs are pretty fresh-faced in terms of not the standard teams perhaps they've had over the last 12 months prior. So
it's been a very defensive orientated game, hasn't it? Like the defence of both teams, whether it be in the forward line or the back line, the defensive pressure from both teams have been excellent, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, there's some probably off half back there just to watch Sam Tringrove. He's come off a bit of COVID there a couple of weeks ago, so he's been very good across half back, particularly. But yeah, look, Sam Taylor bobbed up at the right time there, and I think if they keep working hard, they're a good chance of coming out winners of this game. Wait and see.
Tell me, Darren, talking to Darren Schilling from the Bute Footy Club, some of the better players from both teams. Who's? I mean, yeah. I do a bit of umpiring, and it's the worst part of the job, I reckon, is trying to pick best players in a game like this where it's been.
Yeah, I think you've identified McCauley as in the Luke variety, and he's been exceptional. I think potentially the best on the ground. I've liked Josh Taylor's game as a young fella. The mullet has been mentioned. He's not always penetrating, but you're going to get. He's got his hands on the footy. He's working really hard. Ben Price, Sam Davis and Holland, I've probably put a bit of a tarp over all those 3. From Paskeville, probably apology for the newer players of Paskeville not familiar with, but obviously Keane, you can't go past him with 3 goals in that first quarter. Albie Price busy. Matt Corral, I think, been pretty handy at times. Kneeled, and I think it's Weiss.
Yes.
Look, he's been busy. Yeah, he's been busy, and I think I've touched on Tyson Waite. They're probably the ones that I'd say have had the better measure of the ground.
I reckon I went to a Southern Eagles versus Paskeville game, I'm thinking it was last year, and Tyson Waite was on a half back line, and I reckon he had about 45 possessions. He's one of those players that knows the right place to be at the right time. He reads the play well, doesn't he?
We got a Crows result, have we?
I think we've got a Crows result, which they've won by a point. 63 to 62. So Paul Oborn at least will be half bearable for the rest of the game here. So the Crows have got over the line 63-62, and Western Bulldogs, that's another loss, and it's a loss at their beloved home ground at Ballarat. So that's an interesting result. That is an interesting result. Just very quickly, half-time score in the Northeastern Football League, 4-3 to 3-2, a 7-point lead currently to Minman over the top of Yadunda Robertstown, or the Southern Saints. And once again, I just want to make sure that everyone is fully aware that we appreciate all the scores that we're getting through. Darren Schilling's been good enough to give us some of the better players throughout the game so far, and he's listed a fair heap that have done very, very well, that is for sure. Just a quick update, half-time in the Northeastern Football League. Again, North Clare, 5-5 lead the Blythe Snowtown Cats 6 points. So convincing lead there at half-time for the North Clare team. And Crows winning by a point over the top of Western Bulldogs. Well, that's happy days for those Crows supporters out there. Both teams are back out on the ground. Darren, the wind hasn't changed. It's still about the same as what it was during the first half. And the umpires are out in the middle of the ground having a bit of a chat about who they think the better players are, so they can keep an eye on them. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, you've got a young team, so they'd be a fairly fit team, I imagine, so they'll be able to run out the whole game, you would think. Yeah,
I think fitness will be lacking. Gary Ware is another name people may be familiar with. Has been assistant coach to Matthew Rose this year, and takes a lot of the trainings, and has got the lads fit. Really lucky to have him around the place and sharing his knowledge as an ex-Bute player, but also played many other places around the country as well at a very high level. A bit of time at Balaclava, people would know him from there.
The York Peninsula Footy League round 3 action. It's Anzac weekend, and obviously check your guides as to what to do on Monday morning. Do you know what's happening at Bute Monday morning? Do you know what time the dawn service is, Darren?
Yeah, we've got a dawn service here. Pretty 99% sure it's 6:30 a.m. And normally includes a bit of a march around the street, and yeah, bit of a bacon and eggs, and yeah.
Both Gladstone and Clare are at 6 a.m.
Right.
And at Bullaroo Centre 6:15 on Monday morning. So try and support all of these Anzac Day services. It's a very important part of Australian history, and let's face it, if it wasn't for the servicemen and women that have in the past and the present and the future, Australia wouldn't be anywhere near as good as what it is. I think we're pretty lucky to live here, aren't we, Darren?
Yeah, exactly. No, we're very fortunate, and it's a time to show our respects and make sure we get along with those services. So I see a Paskeville player limped to the bench, and we already know about Sam Rose. He come across on crutches to the bench, so he hasn't gone off to hospital or anything, but I'd say there's definitely 2 out for the day, one from each side.
Darren Schilling from the Bute Footy Club been good enough to join us, and we appreciate his time, doing special comments, doing best players, and doing a few confirmations of some of the nicknames that are happening. Thank you to our sponsors. If you're looking at the screen, you can see all those sponsors that are on there. Try and support those sponsors the best way you can. As Pomeroy gets the tap, nice work. Once again, it's congested in the centre. Plenty of balls have been hitting the ground, and plenty of players been jumping on as the ruckman does a bit of roving himself, and Pomeroy gets the boot down to half forward line. Bit of a shimmy and a shake by the player there in Price. Corey Price goes towards the goal, and nice looking kick. It swung through beautifully. Pomeroy well played, the big fella. He tapped the ball down to the ruck. It was fairly congested with a whole lot of players that were jumping on it, and it squeezed out. He grabbed it like a rover, pumped it down to a bit of space in the forward line for Paskeville, and a goal resulted. Well done, Paskeville. That took a grand total of about 25 seconds. And good play, and we've been talking about the breeze, Darren.
Yeah, it's picked up again.
Yeah, it's a bit blustery, and I would say if it's favouring any end, it would be Paskeville's end, which is the left of screen. But I wouldn't say that it's a huge advantage. It might be a goal or two, but it's a bit of an advantage, a bit swirly. As Mad Max, for those people that are keeping an eye on Mad Max, the timekeeper, he's into his second beer that we know of. That's only if we know of, Darren. We're not sure whether there's any been sneaking around since we haven't been watching him. Macaulay, he's been very good. Goes to Sam Davis, who's also been good. Goes back to Macaulay, who goes down to the forward line. And good defensive work again by Roberts. Nice work defensively by both teams. The forward line of Bute to keep the ball in, and the back line of Paskeville to try and keep it up. There's a high tackle. It's the Guernsey though. It was Guernsey, but a bit of a don't argue afterwards by Pomeroy, which certainly wasn't called for on Macaulay. Macaulay as in the Trent variety. A bit rough and tough, and he didn't need to, Pomeroy. And Trent Macaulay goes in, and it's a fairly ordinary pass, to be honest, looking for Hunter Price, and it's been cut off by Roberts. Roberts for Paskeville.
I think if you're fishing, you'd bring the boat in now. It's just starting to pick up a bit more.
Says Roberts plays on and gets spoiled on the kick. Nice work. Oh, great tackle. The Bute player there did a beautiful tackle, and it might be a 50-metre penalty for getting the ball afterwards, but no.
He's got a good leg on him, this lad. I'm not sure this may not be out of his range.
Jack Weckett, there's a beautiful tackle by Weckett. He's gone inboard, hasn't really gone for goal, but Holland, yes, there was a push. That's good umpiring by the umpires. I don't know who the umpires are, Darren. If you know their names, don't be shy and let us know.
That may be Darren Sawley, I think, is officiating at that end, but the other two I'm not actually sure. So, yeah.
There was a slight push on the marking contest on Holland there, and it wasn't much, but it was enough to put him off balance, and a free kick's resulted to Holland. Holland, that's an ugly kick. That is an absolute shocker. He's absolutely shanked that like a Chuck Haslett 7-iron.
Added Tyson weight, no, it was going there as well. That's, you know.
It's gone over, and it's been cleared out from the 50-metre arc. Paskeville once again, good in defence. Nice quick handball, which was too quick for the recipient. Player goes back to get it, that player being Weiss. Handball while he's on his hands and knees, looking for Coral, but it's been forced out of bounds, and the boundary umpire will throw it in. Yeah, Waite just seems to know where to be at the right time. Ball gets thrown in. Pomeroy versus Traralgon. Paskeville gets the clearance. Goes down towards the half-forward line. Once again, player there, I think it was Keane, positioned himself beautifully to do a bit of roving off the back of the pack. The big fella there in Wilson down at full forward does a bit of roving. Great tackle, but it was hard to bring him down. The umpires judged that a throw, but I thought Wilson handballed that. So that's an interesting one. There's been an argument. He's blown his whistle again, and I'm not sure. There's a bit of confusion down there. The umpire's giving him
Descent.
25 metres. Yep, descent. Now, Wilson actually did handball it, so he's probably got good reason to ask the question, but probably didn't ask it the right way, I wouldn't have thought. Oh, that is an awful kick off the side of the boot, but it might pay off all right. Hasn't gone out of bounds, but good piece of work by Neil. Good handball in towards Brown. Brown goes down. Bute have got the numbers there. Nice contested ball by the Paskey forward line players. He's outnumbered 3-1. He's brought the ball to ground. Good play by Paskey to keep it there. He was outnumbered, and I'm not sure who that player was for Paskey, but he did very well. That player for Paskey was Corey Price to keep the ball down there, but it's now made its way out, and it's been tapped out by Ben Davies. Going to be a free kick, you would think, to Bute for last possession, is it? Or is it going to be another ball in? Going to be a ball in. Boundary umpire with a good mullet throws the ball in. It lands in the hands of the Rovers. So the umpire says, come in, a little young fella, and throw it a bit higher so the ruckman can get a chance at it. He throws in. That's a lovely throw. Pomeroy puts the hands in the back of the opposing ruckman, but the umpire didn't penalise him for it. Nice work there by Price, I think it is, on the tackle. And the tackle. I'm not sure whether you heard that in the effects, Mike, but one of the crowd in the distance might have just said what he thought of the umpiring decision. I think it certainly would have been a 50-metre penalty if the person in the crowd was actually a player. But anyway, it's still on the half-back line for Bute. Still trying to get a clearance. Good spoil by Alistair Price. Price, he's going to have a shot on goal. It's going to swing around. Gee, that's a nice kick. He knew how the breeze was going, Alistair Price. That's a class. That is a class kick. Well played, Alistair Price. He was probably a bit rough to have a free kick against him, but it's ended up all right because he's ended up with the ball. He's had a shot on goal and kicked it from 40 metres out with the use of the breeze, swung around beautifully, and good goal to Paskey. That takes the score to Paskeville, 6-4 rather. They lead Bute 4-2. Just get the scoreboard updated for you very shortly. And yes, so we'll update the scoreboard shortly. But the field umpire makes its way into the centre. Trenorden gets the tap. Nice work by Sam Davis to do the roving, but he's tackled straight away. Trenorden, who does the roving as well, gets it to Taylor. Taylor tried to use his speed to get through. He wasn't quick enough to get away from the tackle. I reckon that might be Kyle, is it? Good tackle. No, it's not Kyle at all. It is Buddy Franklin. Dale Franklin. I'm calling him Buddy. I hope that's not offensive anyway. Nice work there. Good contested ball. Free kick to Jack Davies. Josh Taylor did the spoil, but may have got connection with the back of the head. Nice little pass in towards Page. It's on the wing, near the commentary box. Page plays on straight away, looking down there towards Waite. What's he doing at centre half forward? It's on the half forward line for Paskey. Congestion of players, balls hit the ground. Good tackle by Alistair Price on the player there in Tom Price. Half back line for Bute. Once again, numbers are there. Bute have got numbers, but once again, there wasn't anything down forward, so they've had to makeshift something to make sure they try and keep possession. It's been forced out of bounds, been tapped out accidentally. And there'll be another ball in. There's Prices, there's Taylors, there's Davies, there's multiple names that are duplications. There's Macaulay's. But at the end of the day, it's all a good game of footy here at the Bute Oval. Nice work by Hewitt to tap the ball, but it's gone straight to the player there for Corey Price. Corey Price has a long shot on goal. Once again, not easy with the breeze the way that it is, Darren Schilling, but a good goal to Corey Price for Paskeville.
Yes, we have a dangerous time here for Bute. I think they need to bounce back with a quick response here.
What's happening around half back, Darren, is the fact that Bute's got the ball and they're looking down forward and there's nothing there to kick to, so they're trying to makeshift a few handballs. And
yeah, there's been some handballs probably given to people that aren't in a better position, which is going to make it awkward. So, it's good to be able to give it, but need to be to someone that's in a better position than you. So might need to jam it on the boot and stop being a bit so clever at times, I think, when we have skill levels perhaps not where it should be.
Overusing around that half back line, and mistakes do happen, as Darren mentioned. Trenorden goes up against Wilson. Good piece of roving there by Ben Price. Nice work by Sam Davis to go down half forward line looking for, that's good defensive work by Tyson Waite up against Holland there. It's still there in the 50-metre arc for Bute. Numbers are even. There's about 5 or 6 players of each each team on the ground in that little area there. Nice clearing kick by Weiss. Fortuitously lands on the chest of the big fella in Wilson. Jordan Wilson, the ruckman for Paskeville, goes down towards the half forward line. Once again, good contested ball. Bute have the numbers there. Trenorden, the ruckman, picks up like a rover. Series of a couple of handballs. That's what we were talking about before. The handballs, they come unstuck, and that's exactly what's happened again. Page, he was tackled without the ball, but the umpire didn't see it that way. Got a handball. This time, Ben Price, whacks it on the slipper. Goes down towards half forward line. Good work there by Taylor to tackle the player. I think that was Warmold from Paskeville, and it's on the wing commentary side as the umpire waits for both ruckmen to come in as he throws the ball skyward. The big fella Wilson up against Trenorden. Trenorden won that tap beautifully. Good piece of work there to get the ball out towards Norman. Nice piece of work. He's been busy, this player in Ben Price. He gets the ball trying to get it down into the forward line, but it's all fairly congested, and the ball's going to end up in the hands of Roberts. Last possession rule. There's a bit of arguments as to what should be happening.
I don't like the last touch. I'm still not with it yet.
I've never liked it either, but Roberts chips it in. I think we just need to leave the game alone and
puts too much pressure on boundary umpires.
Correct, it does, and it's let's leave the game alone for a little while instead of changing the rules every week. But anyway, ends up in the hands of Bute on the half back line. Nice defensive work there by Alex Brown, who gets the ball down deep. That wasn't Alex Brown, it was Jack Davies, my apologies. Down towards the half forward line. Nice work again by the half back line. Both half back lines of both teams have been absolutely fantastic today. And that Brad Daniel gets the ball out over on that far side. Good work by Daniel there. Nice work also in the contest, and it's going to be a free kick found for a holding free. Holding free going Bute's way.
Sam's gone forward here, I think, this quarter.
Goes down towards the forward line. Good contested ball. The timekeeper, Mad Max, is almost playing the game as much as what the players are out there. There's arms and things swinging around here, and the timekeeper's...
You can see how that pint went on the lady at the Adelaide Oval, can't you?
Darren Schilling warned us that the timekeeper, Mad Max, gets very involved in the game, and he's not wrong. Love the passion that he's got for the team. Butte. Paskeville, good defensive work. Swings the ball around, a bit of a chaos ball to try and get out of the 50-metre arc. And once again, nice work by Brad Daniel to try and keep that ball within that 50-metre arc for Bute, and we'll have another ball in. 15 metres out on the left-hand side point post of Bute's forward line. Once again, they're getting the possessions. They're just not getting it on the scoreboard at the moment, Bute. Player there in Norman was tackled as soon as he got it. It's been forced out. Nice work by Neild. Neild looks for options. Goes around, swings on his left for Paskeville. Goes down deep into the forward line with Keane. Keane holds on to his defensive player there for Bute. Then tackles. Both of them are wrestling, so the umpires let it alone. Nice work again by Taylor. Taylor's shoved out of the way just because he didn't have the body weight, and Neild kicks the ball and it goes out of bounds on the full, and we'll have a kick in to Trengrove. Trengrove, apparently Sam Trengrove is an experienced player. I'm not going to say what his age is, but Darren, you might like to, but he's been playing a lot of footy apparently.
Yeah, no, long stalwart of the club. His number on his back's nearly his age. I don't know how old he is now, Sam, but has been known to do an odd string at times, but hopefully his body holds together.
Gee, I tell you what, don't put the mockers on him. Lovely kick into Macaulay. Macaulay's been very good. Kicks it down the line, and it's going to go out of bounds, and the boundary umpire will throw it in. Last player to touch it was Warmold, but it was right over the boundary line as he was grabbing it. One of the best mullets I've seen from a boundary umpire. Throws the ball in. Body work from both Norman and Trenogan were pretty good, but none of the ruckmen actually touched it. It's made the way down to the half forward line. Once again, the Bute half back line has been excellent. With the amount of ball that's been going down there, they've been very good. Macaulay, nice piece of work, gets to Hewitt. Hewitt onto the speedster in Price. Good piece of work down towards Jack Weckett. Weckett goes with one hand and it went straight through him. That was bad work. He should have been using two hands. As it's turned out, his opponent grabbed the ball and he tackled it and won the free kick. He was lucky to get away with that, Jack Weckett. He went with it with one hand there, Darren, and he nearly stuffed up the forward foray.
Yeah, look, here we go again with our forward entries. I'm sorry, I'm getting frustrated. It's just a bit of structure and they all seem to be in each other's space there.
Yep.
It's awkward, but just need to clear an area there at times.
Good defensive work by Jacob Nelson there for Paskey. Once again, plenty of numbers down there. The ruck work went straight down the throat of a Bute player, but he's tackled straight away. That player being Taylor. Once again, ball goes up. Ball goes, a bit of a Nelson there on Nelson, coincidentally. Hit him in the mush. Macaulay, handballs out. Looking for, I've liked this guy's Ben Price's game. He has a shot on goal, goes down towards Davis. He's being held. Did the umpire see it? No, he didn't, but it doesn't matter because it's ended up in the hands of Geordie Taylor. He nearly tripped over as he was running into an open goal there, Darren. That was nearly...
a lot of people held their breath there, but there's another goal to Bute, a very, very important goal.
Don't know whether you noticed in the call that Nelson had a Nelson on half back for Paskeville there. Did you notice that, Darren?
No, that was, yeah.
Yeah,
well,
did you like that? Jacob
good,
Nelson?
Real good.
Nelson? Yeah.
Hectorville. Hectorville Nelson.
The ball makes its way back into the centre.
Davis against Tyson Waite there. There's a pretty big contest in that forward pocket, and Davis got the better of that handball over the top to Taylor. And
really, they both got their hands on their knees trying to get their breath back as well. They've been running a fair few Ks, fair few metres. Once again, good tap. Went down straight down the throat of Neild though. The tap was from the player there in Trenorden. Once again, Wilson. This time he gets a big thump. Goes about 10 metres to the advantage of Paskey. Paskey player once again went with one hand. That was Warmold. Went with one hand and it's ended up in the height. Gee, I tell you what, he's getting a lot of the ball, this Ben Price. Correct. Goes down towards the half forward line. Comes off the knees of the player there. Still in the half forward line for Bute. They need another major. They've got Weckett, who grabs it with one hand this time. goes in towards the player there. Oh no! That was ugly. Not sure whether the camera got it, but there was a push in the back. A push in the back from Waite. There was no ill feeling, you wouldn't have thought, but it probably wasn't called for, and a very ordinary incident with a fence.
So he's gone over the fence, and I'd say his head would have hit the front row car.
Yeah, I don't know whether he hit the car or whether he hit the ground. Whatever happened, it's not good. So we will keep an eye on Sam Davis, who's been very good. He is conscious. He's sitting up.
I think.
So we will keep you updated. He's now up on his feet.
Appears though Bute to put Sam Davis onto Waite.
He's all right. Sam's all right.
Better match up there, which I'm glad to see he's up and about.
That was ugly, it's got to be said, and it's resulted in things being okay, which is an amazing situation as the ball gets to Hunter Price, who gets to Davis.
Oh.
Davis has a shot on goal, and the umpire has said,
Throw it in again.
Let's throw it in again for some reason. I'm not sure whether you got that on camera, did you, Paul? That was a very ugly, potentially ugly incident, but we can tell you that that Sam Davis is still up and about. He's still out there, and thankfully for Bute that's the case, because he's been extremely good. Ball goes in. Not sure why they didn't recall that throw in, because it went straight down the throat of Neild, who wasn't even the ruckman at the time. Pomeroy gets the tap over. Very good piece of work by Pomeroy to tap it over the back of his head. Finds Hamish Price. Goes down towards the half forward line for Paskeville. Once again, Bute half back line. McCracken's down there, as is Hewitt, doing a good job to keep the ball contained in there, and Macaulay, as in Trent variety. And we'll have another ball up. 60 metres, 55 metres out from the Paskeville goal. Good piece of rucking before tapping it over his head by Pomeroy. He's down there in the half forward line doing the ruck work again. Nice gather there. Ends up in the hands of Taylor. Taylor goes looking for Norman. Norman has the ball. He's jumped on straight away. And the umpire says, no way of getting rid of that.
Norman's a bit of a cult figure from the B grade. It's his second A grade game, and I know he's been here a lot of years. So
doing okay.
Good to see the great Jack.
Yep. Speaking of Jack, that was Jack Trenorden who did the ruck work. Ben Price gets tackled straight away and gets done for holding the ball. And we'll have a bit of a wrestle on the ground while they decide what they're going to do. Nice piece of work by Hamish Price. Hamish Price plays on, chips out, looking for Neild. Neild's been busy this quarter. Goes down towards the half forward line, and it's going to be a last possession free kick to Trent Macaulay, you would think, for Bute. 30 metres around, 25 metres around from the left-hand side point post of Paskeville. Good quality game here at the Bute Oval. 14-point lead currently to Paskeville. Bute goes inboard. Once again, possession game, trying to keep possession. If you're talking about a breeze, you would be talking that Paskeville would have the breeze. Probably not a huge advantage. Might be worth a goal. Might be worth a goal and a half. But Bute will be coming home with it. Paskeville has the ball. Price gets the ball. Goes to try and do a shimmy and shake. Gets tackled. Handball ends up in the hands of Warmold, who's spoiled. I think that might have been Trengrove, wasn't it?
Yeah, Sam Trengrove with the spoil.
Good defensive work again by the half-back line for Bute. Both half-back lines have been very, very good. We'll be picking best players at the end of the game, and I reckon it's going to be hard work, whoever's doing it. Good defensive game by both teams today. Ball comes down towards Norman. He's good piece of work. He accidentally hit him on the arms. There was no free kick, but he was outnumbered.
Oh, we'll hear about that tonight.
He was outnumbered 2-1, Norman. He did a very good job then, Jack Norman.
He's often our best on ground most Saturday nights, and that will be mentioned.
He's there again. Pomeroy gets a bit of a falcon as he's trying to get the ball off the ground. Ben Price, very good play. Straight to Macaulay, as in Luke. Gets the ball onto his left boot, doesn't go very far, and the umpire's seen a high tackle on the Paskeville player, and there'll be a free kick to Hamish Price. Been busy this quarter as well. Hamish Price plays on straight away, goes down towards the half forward line. Nice work there. Oh, great pick up by Keane. Swings around on his left, goes long. Lovely pick up from his shoelaces at half volley, but the kick isn't that great, and it's gone out of bounds. And the
bit of uncharted territory for Norman too. This is only the second time in his career he's been sober at this time of day.
Just a time check.
Just a time check for if anyone wants to go back on that on the live stream. There's 4 minutes left in the third quarter. If anyone would like to go back to that commentary and special comments by Darren Schilling, ladies and gentlemen, as the ball's been thrown in. And what's happened? We're going to have a ball up. Umpire's done a good job. No, they've given a free kick. No, they've given it back to the boundary umpire to throw it in again. Up it goes. Nice work by Trnorden again. Gets down towards the half back line. Nice diving mark attempt by Alistair Price. A series of a few handballs, and it's going to come out to Taylor. Taylor looking for his left leg. He should have looked for his right leg, and he's been done for holding the ball. Neil, once again, been very good. Play on being called. It's play on was called by one umpire, and Neil wasn't at the understanding that he had played on. Bute player in Taylor tackled him, and two umpires were putting their hands up as if they weren't sure what was going on. But anyway, we'll have a ball in. Ball gets thrown in. Pomeroy gets the tap. Goes to Coral. Coral once again taps it, but doesn't go to advantage. This time he gets a handball out to Neild. Neild leads in the chase of the ball, but he's forced out of bounds by Taylor. Taylor being the Josh variety with the ginger mullet. And the umpire's now talking to the boundary umpire, saying what's going on, and it's last touch, and Josh Taylor will get the resulting kick for last possession. He kicks it, fairly ordinary kick, put his player under pressure, but it's been forced down towards the centre. Good defensive mark by Jack Davies. Jack Davies plays on straight away, sees his coach in a bit of space, so he gives it to him in the centre of the ground. He goes down. That's a lovely kick by the skipper, or by the coach I should say, finding Pat Keane. Not sure how many Keane's kicked. Has he kicked 3 or 4? He's kicked 3. I reckon he's going to have a go at his 4th here, because I reckon he's pretty confident that he can make the distance. He's obviously lining up and doing up his shoes and doing up his...
in range, Fitzy, is he? No.
Fitzy, the timekeeper, doesn't like the idea of him having a shot here. He doesn't think he's in range. So let's see if Fitzy knows what he's talking about. Fitzy's only had 1 beer. No, he might have had 2 beers here in the timekeeper's box. As Keane kicking smack bang on 50. He's kicked it. The distance is good. The accuracy is not so good. Gee, we've got Darren Schilling here as special comments, but we've got about 16 other special comments.
Fitzy's the Paskeville timekeeper, and he had no faith at all. And he said it was terrible in the end. He carried the distance easily.
And the player for Bute plays on from the goal square, and it's good spoil by Paskeville. Ball comes out. Nice work. Tom Price gets the mark on the half back line. Plays on straight away. A series of a couple of handballs. They're going to get themselves in a bit of trouble, and they have. The ball could have been kicked. Instead of being kicked, it was handballed to a bit of a ring-a-rosy situation, and Coral gets the resulting free kick. He plays on straight away. The player over on the far side, who I can't see the number of, has a shot on goal because he's got some space, and the goal umpire says he's kicked it to the left-hand side of the goalpost, and a minor score to Paskeville.
Handball getting us in trouble again.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier, Darren. You mentioned it earlier, and too many handballs is spoiling it. Once again, for those people that are watching, left of screen, where Paskeville's going is probably to the favour of the Breeze, probably a 1 or 2 goal favour. Nice little chip-in pass, finds Trnorden. Liked his game in the ruck. Good contested ball there against Pomeroy. Trnorden gets it on the boot, kicks it as long as he can. It is held up in the Breeze, looking for Sam Davis. Sam Davis, who nearly headbutted a car earlier on, has taken a beautiful one-handed mark. Goes down the line looking for Holland. Good fly, good piece of defensive work by the coach of Paskeville and Tyson Waite. Nice work, congested ball. Waite is at the bottom of the pack again, and he's been pushed in the back. That's perseverance by Waite. Good play by Waite, and the coach takes a resulting kick, free kick in the half-back line. Looks inboard looking for Price. Been saying those 2 names a fair bit as Alistair Price cooks out to the far side. And as you can hear in the distance, the three-quarter time siren has gone. And that is the 3/4 time break, and we will see the score being a 16-point lead in favour of Paskeville. Bearing in mind, ladies and gentlemen, of course, that the 16-point lead, Bute will be going with the aid of a Breeze, which I'm going to say is probably worth 1, possibly 2 goals.
Yeah, I agree with that. 1 or 2 goals for sure, and perhaps you do make a mistake off half-back with a bit of Breeze and sink the boot in it, you can create a bit of chaos up forward. I think that's something hopefully Bute can take into this next quarter with a bit of wind behind them. Just those goal kickers, if you like. 3 to Keane, 2 to Alistair Price. one to Jesse Pomeroy and one to Corey Price. For Bute, one to Sam Davis, two to Jordan Taylor, two to Angus Hunter Price.
And we're here at the Bute Oval. It's a beautiful, beautiful oval, beautiful surrounds, fantastic setup we've got here in the coach's box. Mad Max, who's the timekeeper for Bute, has just finished his second beer. He's about to go down and have his third, I reckon, but we'll wait and see what happens.
Yeah, my boy.
Yeah, very, very sad news out of the game so far is the injury to Sam Rose, who it must be said when he went down, he'd been playing some very good football up until going down with that knee injury. So he's out on the field with on the crutches at the moment, and our thoughts go out to him and his family, obviously, because you never want to see players go down with injuries that look like they're pretty serious, and that knee injury is obviously going to keep him out of play for a little while, you would think. Both teams gathered in their huddles, as you do. Good supporters around both teams. We're talking about Sam Trengove and his age. He's one player that's in the Bute huddle that's down lying flat down, getting his hamstrings both rubbed. Darren, I think you might have mentioned you better keep an eye on his hamstrings.
Yeah, I think you start with oil, half time it's Metsel, 3/4 time it's Finalgren. You just keep increasing the heat until you can't feel your hamstrings.
What happens? And what happens at the end of the game? How do you fix it then?
Ice, compression, elevation, and beer.
Darren Schelling's joining us, and he's doing a great job with the special comments, and certainly appreciate his input. His nickname is Sweeper, but his nickname also given by the B grade timekeeper was Nostrils, which we did promise that we weren't going to mention too many times, but it keeps on getting mentioned. A big cheerio to the Bute Football Club as well. We don't have a chance to thank a lot of the clubs and a lot of the leagues throughout the day, because quite often at the end of the game we turn off everything and we go and have a couple of refreshments and we head off home. But on behalf of the SA Regional Footy team, we got Cooper and we got Paul Oborn on the camera doing an excellent job, and of course on behalf of myself, I'd just really like to thank the support we've been given from all the clubs so far. We're going to be doing a game every week. We're going to be doing finals, we're going to be doing grand finals every week of the year of minor round and the regional football leagues. You'll have us doing a game from different leagues and different comps. Anzac Day, for example, on Monday, we're heading to Newry-Ukta for the Newry versus Anguston clash. So that'll be starting up around 2:30, thereabouts. If you'd like to watch some Barossa Light and Gawler football, we'll be on the same Facebook page, and hopefully you can join us. The Bute side have decided they've had enough to say at 3/4 time, and they know what they need to do with the aid of this breeze. Shills, as far as the game goes, you're coaching Bute. Let's say you're coaching Bute. What would you be saying to them right now?
Oh, look, don't overuse it. Create a bit of chaos up forward. I just did notice Ben Price sort of hobbled off late in that third term, but he's back out in the middle. He's going to be pretty important. I think it's just time for some kids to stand up, give us a bit of excitement, and look, it's going to happen at some stage, so it might as well be today if you're a Bute supporter.
I'll tell you what, Sweeper, you've got a situation where everywhere you look on this side, you've got a lot of youth. You've got a lot of youngsters, which is brilliant, and that's really good to see.
Yeah, it is. It's an exciting time. It's a different feel for the supporters. They're going to have to be patient, and they're going to see some things that they hold their breath and cringe. But all in all, as long as we come out getting some games out of these lads, and we'll be better for it in the long run.
Just very quickly, 3/4 time, CMS Crows 13 goals 9 leads Southern Eagles in the York Peninsula Footy League 2 goals 4. So that's a commanding lead of 73 points at 3/4 time in favour of the CMS Crows. Thank you to the people sending through the scores. At half time, BSR 9 goals 13 lead South Clare 4 goals 9. Minman half time 4 goals 3 lead the Southern Saints 3 goals 2 in a close game in Northeastern Footy League round 1 action, as the ball makes its way skyward, and it's been now on the wing for Paskey. Paskey's got control with Page. Brody Page does a bit of a shimmy and a shake to get past the player. Nice piece of work with a 1-2. Coral got it back to Page. Page booms it down into the forward 50 for Paskeville. They're going into a breeze this last quarter. They currently lead by 16 points.
and the ball has been congested around the 40 metres out from Paskeville goal, and the umpire comes in, throws the ball skyward. Neil takes it out of the ruck. Should be penalised for holding the ball because he took it out of the ruck and it just dropped out. But anyway, the umpire didn't see it that way. Brown gets it for Paskeville. Gets it down towards the 25-metre arc for Paskey. Good defensive work there by Hewitt, who grabbed it, tried to dodge. He tried to dodge too often, and he's been done for holding the ball. Alistair Price is going to have a free kick on goal. Hewitt didn't have much of an opportunity, but the free kick was certainly there, and the umpires have done a good job.
Except for that ruck contest.
Except for that rock contest, which...
I've moved on. But
no.
Ben Price limps off again, so a bit of trouble.
Ben Price has been very good this game, and it's not going to be good if he stays off for any period of time, but he's not. He's limping as badly as what I do. And he's just kicked a water bottle, so he's not very happy. As Alistair Price has a shot for goal, he's kicked it. It looks like it's going to go slightly right. Yep, slightly right, and it's a minor score. Ben Price been very good. Number 8 for Bute has had a lot of it, and what's even more importantly, got a lot of speed as well, which is what's going to be required kicking with the aid of this breeze. And as you can see, that is a good kick, and it shows the aid of the breeze. Probably worth a goal or two, you would think. Ball goes into the forward 50, good defensive work, and once again, players there. Trengrove, as in Trent, gets the ball and gets it going quickly. They trail by 17 points, so they need to make hay while the sun has an opportunity to. Nice piece of work defensively again by Trengove. Rumour has it he's the oldest player on the ground, but I didn't say that. Good piece of work by Bute with the player there, and Brad Daniel. Got the handball over to Macaulay, as in Trent, back to Weckett. Ends up in the hands once again. They're overusing the handball. Get it on the boot, Bute. Get it on the boot, as Hewitt does. Gets it down to the forward 50. Nice piece of contested work, and once again a great defensive spoil by the coach of Paskeville in Wait. The Bute player didn't have the ball. It spilled out and he was still being tackled. Sam Davis gets the boot on the ball. Nice work there by Hollander to tap it to his own advantage. He's still within kicking distance, but there's plenty of pressure around him. Nice work by the Paskeville defenders. Good piece of work to pick it up. That was Trenorden that picked it up like a rover. Handball to Norman, was it? It's hit the post. Good passage of play there by Trenorden. The big fella was almost looking like a rover the way he picked that up down near the shoelaces. And the player there in Tyson Waite, who's been very, very good today, kicks the ball out, plays on straight away from his full-back kick out and finds Page. Page goes down towards the far side wing. Once again, there's numbers there. Weiss has the ball now for Paskeville. The transition's very quick because it goes down towards the 50-metre arc for Paskeville now. Once again, Coral doing a good job to try and keep the ball in the forward line for Paskeville, but it's going to come out, but it won't come out for very long. And I think that might be Nelson for Paskeville, taking defensive mark on the far side wing. Kicks out, looking for the leading player. Once again, good defensive work by Bute, but it's fallen in the hands of Paskeville. Now on the half-forward line, play there in Brown. Tried to get rid of the tackler. Ends up in the hands of Alistair Price. Price boots it down into the 50-metre arc for Paskeville. Good lead out there from the youngster. Nice handball to Neild. Neild almost kicked it off his knee. Still in the advantage of Paskeville. Price, his 50-metre arc is where he is. He kicks it over towards Neild. Is it going to stay in for him? Yes, it is. It's done a Shane Warne leg spinner. Neild still had time to go around and get back. Good defensive work by Bute. Is it going to be paid? Yes, it is. Good defensive work by Sam Trengrove.
Is that a good quarter so far, Sam Trengrove?
He's been very good. That rubbing down on the hamstrings obviously worked. Nice little pass. Finds Hunter Price. He hasn't been bad this game either, Hunter Price. Liked his game. A lot of good young players out there. I didn't put Sam Trengrove as that young player category. We'll talk about that later. Nice work there. That's a hold in the ball decision. The umpire didn't see it. The Paskeville player threw it, but the umpire wasn't in a position to be able to play it. Nice work there by Hamish Price to be at the bottom of the pack. Smack bang in front of us here in the commentary box. And the umpires, who have done a good job, comes in to throw the ball up again. Hunter Price this time taps it. Sam Davis does some good roving. Ends up in the hands of Brown, who just dropped the ball. Once again, wasn't paid. Nice work by Trent Macaulay, who's picked up by a big grizzly bear in Pomeroy, and must have been too high and has given the free kick away. Macaulay to Macaulay. Macaulay, chip pass into Hample. Hample Interesting looking kicking style, goes deep towards Holland. Holland, use of the body, it's gone in the hands of Waite. Geez, had a lot of the ball down there again today. He's the coach of Paskeville and he's very good in defence down there as per normal. Ball still in the 50-metre arc for Bute, and it's going to go out of bounds, and it should be a free kick for last possession, and it should be going to Sam Davis, who nearly headbutted a car in the third quarter.
That forward line was very congested again.
Paskeville making sure that there's not many spaces for the forward line players to run into. Just repeating for those people that are wondering, the Crows have beaten Western Bulldogs by a point earlier on today. Our cameraman's very happy with that, I should say. Sam Davis, that's a nice looking kick. It's certainly got the distance, but it hasn't got the accuracy, and a minor score prevails. That takes the margin out to 15 points, or back to 15 points, I should say.
Bute need one soon, Chook.
Yep. Still 16 minutes left in the game. Still plenty of time. Bute are kicking with the aid of a breeze. Probably worth a goal or two, you would think. Good defensive work. Nice work by Bute to keep it in there. Forward 50 again. A little bit of space, but there's that man, Tyson Waite, who left it to his teammate to grab and chip it in towards Page. Page spilt the mark, but still had time to get the ball and gather and go towards the half-forward line. Gee, that's a lovely kick to Hamish Price. Hamish Price goes down to his full forward. That's a good lead and a good pass. I'll tell you what, into a bit of a breeze. That pass by Hamish Price was very good, and Tom Loveridge takes the kick. The full forward let out from the square, and the umpire says, hey, don't try and sneak around and make the angle better. You've got to go around and kick from this angle. Going to be difficult with the breeze the way that it is. People that have been kicking from here have been hooking it across to the left-hand side of the goals. Let's keep an eye on Tom Loveridge as he has this shot on goal. Distance won't be a problem, 25 metres. He's absolutely sliced that. Goal umpire did not move.
Yeah, Fitzy informs me he's a senior Colt, so we'll give him a bit of grace there.
The goal umpire did not move from the goals then, but it's been designated a point, but the goal umpire obviously didn't feel like moving too far to get in a position to have a look at it properly. Nice piece of work by Nelson defensively. Kicks inboard. The Paskey player, and it's been cut off by Nathan Hewitt. Uses his left. Tried to use the breeze. Wilson was hanging on to the other ruckman in the marking contest. Nice work by Weckett to gather. He's handballed, but it's been spoiled. Once again, good defensive work by both teams. Jack Norman's over there and hands the ball to the umpire, and the umpire throws it skyward again. Nice work by Sam Davis. Liked his game today. We'll ask sweeper Darren Schilling to do some best players at the end of the game. Sam Davis has been very good. Trawden gets the tap down. No real advantage though, because it's ended up getting down to the 50-metre arc. Great tackle by Bute player in Hewitt. Wasn't rewarded, but the free kick has now gone to Paskey. Tom Price judged to be holding the ball. And Mad Max here in the timekeeper's box is waving his hands around. I think he might have seen a bit of a space for Paskeville to run into, and that's exactly what happened. Tom Loveridge will have another shot on goal.
Got good hands, the lad.
He has got a good set of hands. He's a fair unit too. He's built well. He's leading well out of full forward. His second opportunity within about a minute and a half. Very quickly, the Lions in the SGL, three-quarter time, the Lions, 15 goals, 12. Lead West Augusta 2 goals, 6 as Tom Loveridge has a shot. He's pretty happy with it. He's raised his hand to say, I've just kicked one. And look at all the Paskeville players go and see the youngster. I'm not sure, but I'm tipping it's probably his first goal for Paskeville A grade with the response that he's just got from his teammates. Not a bad looking kick on him. So well done to Tom Loveridge. Well done to Paskeville. Well played. Good lead from the youngster.
Is that his first game, Fitzy, today? First A.
First A grade game. There you
Well
go.
done.
Fitzy, the timekeeper for Paskeville, has just informed us that Tom Loveridge is his first game. First goal in A grade.
It's just good to see a genuine forward come out on a strong lead and get on it. And you know, I know not a pick on Bute being young as well, but there's a young fella that did exactly that.
Two times, twice in a minute and a half. Very good work there by Loveridge, and congratulations for the first game and first goal for the club as A grade standard. Nice work by Paskeville. Hamish Price went to kick the ball and kicked into his own player. Not sure how that works as a status. Trenorden decided, well, we've got a free kick. I might take the ball and play on, but it wasn't his free kick to take. So Macaulay, on to Macaulay. We've heard that a few times today. That was Trent on to Luke. Luke goes down long. That's a nice looking kick, looking for Taylor. Taylor, as in Jordan, plays on straight away. He realises there's a bit of speed required. Kicks it down towards Tyson Waite. He fists the ball away like he has been all day. Waite always seems to be in the right place at the right time. And as we're talking about Tyson Waite, he's the last one up to hand the ball along with Hunter Price to the umpire, and the ball goes skyward again. Wilson gets the tap, but it doesn't go to the advantage of Paskeville. It goes to the advantage of Bute. Good spoil by Warmold. Warmold for Paskeville. Spoilt the kick off Taylor's boot. And it's over on the far side, 60 metres out from the Bute goal. And we'll have a ball in. Currently the lead is 22 points in favour of Paskeville. Here at the Bute Oval, beautiful oval. Almost thinking about going to get my jumper. A bit of a cool breeze coming in. 50-metre arc for Bute still. Once again, defensive pressure's been good. The Bute player had the ball and was swung as he was getting his kick away, and it's gone out of bounds in the full. I think that might have been Macaulay with the kick. Like Luke Macaulay's game, Darren, we've been mentioning throughout the coverage.
Yeah, just it's been solid. I think get a few more possessions soon would be helpful.
Yep. Ball goes out. Paskeville, once again, they lead by a margin they're pretty happy with. They kick into a slight breeze, but they've outscored Bute this quarter, so the breeze obviously isn't a huge effect. So over on the far side, plenty of players over there, as there has been following the ball all day, and we'll have another ball up. Not sure how many stats we've had on the umpires throwing the ball up, but there's been a lot of ball ups. Lock versus the Ramblers, half-time 4-2 to 7-2 is the score from over on the Great Flinders Footy League. So thank you to Andrew Hetzel for that. Three-quarter time update. We got the half-time score and the three-quarter time at the same time. So three-quarter time score, Lock 7-3, trail the Ramblers 8-5. So an 8-point margin at three-quarter time. Ramblers over the top of Lock and Great Flinders. We'll give you more scores later on as the ball makes its way over to the far side and the umpires have slowed down play and wants it to stop. With 10 minutes to go, the margin is 22 points in favour of Paskeville here at the Bute Oval. Sweeper Schilling being good enough to join us throughout the whole coverage, which we certainly appreciate. As Holland picks up the ball and he's dumped in the tackle. Nice work by Paskeville. The player there in Weiss gets the ball, goes down towards the half-forward line. And once again, lots of good spoils, lots of good defensive work, this time from Bute. And the ball goes out of bounds. Been a pretty defensive game, as you can tell by the scoreboard. 8-5. It's been very defensive, and that doesn't mean it's a bad game. It means it's a very good defensive game by both teams. Player there in Neil gets the ball down towards his forward line, and Paddy Keane, gee, that's a good contested mark.
Just a nice open forward line there again for Paskey.
Yeah.
Probably two main forwards. The rest of them were pretty disciplined, stayed out.
And it's not happening down the other end. I think that's what you're leading to. The experience of Paskeville to jam up Bute's forward line is quite evident, and vice versa the other end. Yeah,
you got to acknowledge weight in that. Obviously, the other end just seems to clog things up, and no matter what you seem to try and do, and plan A, you get to plan Z by the end of the day, and you give up. So.
Yep. As the big fella Jordan Wilson comes off and has a bit of a rest. As Paddy Keane, 45-degree angle, kicking from around 35 metres. The goal umpire moves a little bit to his left, to our right, but it's still through. Paddy Keane gets another one. And that's his fourth, is it, Cooper? Yep, that's his fourth for Paddy Keane. Been a good target down there. And once again, I haven't got a lot to do with York Peninsula Football League, but talking about Tyson Waite and talking about Pat Keane, I reckon those names have been in Paskeville colours for a fair few years, I'd say. Darren, is that a fair call?
Yeah, correct. Keane's another stalwart of the club, I'd suggest. So, yeah, he's still gets the business done, just that experienced head. Which,
bookends.
Yeah.
Bookends. Waite down on one end and Keane down the other, both playing well too.
Teachers.
Both
Fitzy
teachers.
said.
Fitzy.
Is that a positive?
Fitzy, the timekeeper's come in with some extra stats as the ball ends up in the hands of Davis. Really like Sam Davis's game. It was a good handball to him from Holland. The ball's made its way down deep into the forward line for Bute, and there's been a free kick given. I think it might have been in the marking contest, as the umpire says, well, I think that might have gone through for a goal. Are we going to play advantage or are we going to play a free kick? We'll play advantage. That's a goal. There was a goal anyway. It didn't matter about the free kick. The kick's gone down from Sam Davis. He's kicked that from about 60 metres, fortuitously bounced through. Good piece of work by Holland to get the ball out to Davis. And Davis, who we mentioned earlier, if you were watching earlier, went over a fence and nearly headbutted a car earlier on today. We were very concerned about it. It happened in the third quarter.
So Hunter Price drew the free kick there, which didn't seem to matter in the end, like you said, but ensured the goal.
Yep, very good work by Bute. That's one of a few that they need. Trenorden, once again, nice piece of work to get the tap. Goes straight to ground, and the player in Holland, who's spent a bit of time down the forward line and is also spending a bit of time in the centre, has had a good game. He's the last one to pick it up, and he was tackled straight away, and the ball up results. Ends up in the hands of Hamish Price for Paskeville. Gets it down to the 50-metre arc. Neild is there, who's tackled straight away by Trengrove there. Liked his game. Sweeper told us that he's one of the more experienced players for Bute, but he's been very good down there in the last line of defence. Ball goes up, Trenorden against Neild. Once again, no real advantage, but it ends up in the hands of Franklin. Franklin goes deep into the forward line. Nice pick up by the youngster in Loveridge. Handballs over the top, finds Corey Price. Corey Price, good defensive work again by Trengrove. Probably got a bit of a push in the back. The umpire didn't call it though. Trengrove slow to make his way up as well. He might have done a bit of a nosedive then when he got pushed, but he's made himself up. Got himself up, and we'll have another ball in. Goal square's open. No one in the goal square, but there's plenty of players around the ball as Loveridge goes up against Trenorden. Trenorden, nice little tap, and ends up in the hands of Sam Davis. Sam Davis, who's had plenty of it, kicks it down towards the far side wing. Alistair Price tripped over his own shoelaces, got the handball away, still in the hands of Paskeville. Nice piece of work to weight the handball. Still an opportunity for Paskeville. Nice bit of space now for the player there in brown for Paskeville. Goes down towards the 50-metre arc. Good contested ball, and well played there by Tom Price to be in the right place at the right time to get the free in the marking contest. Nice work by Sam Davis. He plays on straight away, looking for Sam Taylor. The timekeeper, Mad Max, is up like one of the players. The player there in Hunter Price went through his hands, and Tyson Waite.
Well positioned.
Tyson Waite positioned himself beautifully. Gets the ball, goes over the far side. Nice work. I think that's Hewitt over there for Bute. A nice little tap to Holland. Hewitt still going through like a locomotion. It's absolutely fantastic pressure there by Hewitt. Trying to get the ball out. It's on the half forward line for Bute. Really like that defensive work by Hewitt. He wasn't going to stop for anything there, Sweeper.
No, he's straight lines and a great leader. So when you want him to stand up, he will.
And that's exactly what he was trying to do. Trying to get the ball down to the forward line, and he's created another ball up. Nice work by Holland to tap into himself. Has the ability to pick it up himself after his own little tap, but tripped over his own shoes, and it's still over there in a congested ball with about 10 or 15 players in a small area. Hard to get rid of the ball. And I think it might be Josh Taylor over there, who was the last one up, and he's now limping, but he throws the ball to the umpire for another ball up. No real clear winner in the ruck. Nice work again. Ends up in the hands of Trengrove, I think it is again. He's on the far side wing, goes down deep. Good piece of work that time by Hunter Price. We've got a chance here.
Angus Cock.
Nice work by Angus Cock, who has a shot on goal, and it's missed it to the left-hand side. Like the idea there of, like both playing coaches. They're both, so joint coaches, are they? Well, there you go. One down at fullback, one down at thank you to whoever sent through that information. Pat Keane and Tyson Waite are both coaching this team, so doing a very good job of it too. Obviously, down bookends. One at full forward, one at full back. Thank you very much for whoever sent through that, Luke, I think it might have been. Yep, so thank you for that information as the ball makes its way down to the half forward line. Neil grabbed the ball after it had gone out of bounds. The boundary umpire hadn't called it, so he thought, right, well, I better not just stand here. I might play on and see if I can get away with it, but the boundary umpire woke up and blew the whistle. The umpire just wants to make sure that the boundary umpire's got everything under control as he throws it in. Trenorden, once again, good tap. Ends up in the hands of Sam Davis. Sam Davis gets the handball away. Ends up with Trengrove. Trengrove to Holland. Holland inboard looking for Taylor. Taylor, nice work by Hample to get the ball forward. Nice work again by Trengrove to get the receiving handball from Macaulay, as in Trent. It's over on the far side. Now Cox over there, swings around, chaos ball into the forward line. Once again, plenty of players down there. The ball bounces towards the goals. Bute need one quickly with only 4 minutes left, just under 4 minutes left, but it's a minor score. And once again, the coach or co-coaches, in the fact of Tyson Waite, gets the ball and kicks it out far side, 50 metres out from the Bute goal, and we'll see another ball in. Over on the far side, good defensive work again by Paskeville to force the ball over the line for a minor score in that last foray. The ruck work happens, and once again it goes down, and once again there's a pile on of players over on the far side. The umpire will come in to throw the ball up again. 3 minutes left in the game. Paskeville currently a 20-point lead. Great quality game here at Bute. Very defensive type game around that half-back line of both teams. Have been very, very good contest all day. A soccer ball goes out. Nice work by Bute. They've got a bit of a wall built there. Ends up in the hands of the ruckman in Trnorden. I've liked his game. He's tried hard all day. And got the ball down, and Trent Macaulay will take the resulting free kick. A resulting mark, I should say, not a free kick, with 2.5 minutes to go. What do you think, Shields?
Not a renowned goal kicker, but he's got a good technique, so who knows?
Trent Macaulay on the boundary line, far side, kicking from 35 metres. Doesn't look bad off the boot. The goal umpire, it's hit the post halfway up. Quite an interesting look there. You would have seen it on the beautiful camera work by Paul Oborn, and the goal umpire and all the players were looking as if there was an aeroplane flying above. They all had the mouths open as if that kick was going to go through for a goal. Sam Davis contests the ball, then he roves his own ball. Good piece of work. Ball is smothered by the Paskeville defenders. Still on the half forward line for Bute. Still a 20-point margin in favour of Paskeville, and less than 2 minutes to go to finish this game here at the beautiful Bute Oval. Holland's there, taps the ball forward. Doesn't go very far forward, ends up with Sam Davis. And we'll have another ball up. Umpire throws it skyward. Pomeroy versus Trnorden. Once again, Holland. He's been good too. Kicks the ball down towards the half forward line. Heaps of contested ball there. Nice work from Macaulay. Gets the ball to Taylor. Taylor gets it down towards the forward line. Roberts, good defensive work for Paskey. They've still built the wall, Bute, around this centre line. Trengrove, Sam Trengrove gets the ball. There's some space from a 50-metre arc to Taylor. Taylor with his left boot goes deep down the forward line, and once again inaccurately. Another minor score. That Taylor being Josh Taylor. About a minute to go to end the game. Waite kicks the ball. I was just about to praise him for the way that he's coached this team, and he's kicked the ball out of bounds on the fall. Taylor, Jordan Taylor has a shot on goal, and once again, minor score. Last possession went out of bounds from Tyson Waite's kick, and Jordan Taylor saw an opportunity to play on.
Unusual, went drop punt, a young fellow like that. That'd all be around the body, you would have thought.
Watch too much TV, you reckon, Darren?
He went the drop punt.
Tyson Waite, once again, for the second time in a row. Well, no, I was going to say it's going to go out of bounds, but it didn't. It was grabbed by the Bute player. And good tackle there defensively. But it's been, was it been adjudged a sling tackle? No, it hasn't. It's been adjudged, no chance of getting rid of it, and we'll throw the ball skyward again. 30 seconds left to finish the game. It's been a great quality game here at Bute. Both teams, I'm going to say both teams are stacked with young players, and it's been a good quality game. A 1-2 ends up in the hands of Holland. Hollands has a ping on goal. That he won't miss this one. And it's been touched. Well played by Aidan Holland there, but it must have been touched off the boot. The goal umpire signalled touched, and that brings the margin back to 17 points. They've had the opportunities. Good quality game, as we've been mentioning. Ball comes out to the scoreboard, not to the score, yeah, to the scoreboard side. Who's the scoreboard attendant over there again, Darren?
Yeah, Nutsy and Taxi Dave.
Nutsy, that's it. Nutsy. How can you forget a nickname like Nutsy? As the siren goes to finish the game, Paskeville run out winners on the Anzac Day clash. We'll hopefully get an opportunity to tell you who has won the Anzac medal very shortly. But Darren Schilling, who's affectionately known as Sweeper for those people that know the Bute legend, has been good enough to join us throughout the whole coverage, and we certainly appreciate his input with his knowledge of the Bute side. Now, the unfortunate thing, Darren, as we look at your coach's box, is two of the better players while they were out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Both with crutches. So our thoughts go out to Sam Rose, and our thoughts also go out to young Ben Price,
yeah.
who Sam Rose has done a knee and Ben Price has done an ankle, and both of them were very good while they were out there, and good sportsmanship by the players there. Aidan Smith and some of the Paskeville guys go out to see Sam Rose and wish him all the best. Obviously, it's not very good when a player goes down with a knee injury.
No, that's right. I think it's played in good spirits, the game today. Not too many outbreaks. Sometimes it can get a bit fiery, but no, it was a good contest. Good group of young lads out in the ground having a crack. And unfortunately, yeah, there's always an injury or two that sours the day. But hopefully it's not as bad as we first think.
A little ankle here and a little ankle there is not so bad. But when you start talking about knees, it's usually not great. But our thoughts go out to all the players. Aidan Smith out there limping as well on his right leg. So whatever the injuries are that these players have got, hopefully they recover and recover well. Well done to both sides. The true spirit of great regional footy and the great spirit of Anzac is very important, obviously, on an Anzac long weekend. All the players shaking each other's hands, going up to the umpires and thanking them as well, which is great to see, Darren. Now, Darren, you've got a hard job, I reckon, because I think the quality of today's game has been very good, and a lot of it's been worked on, and a lot of defensive work around that half-back line, in particular of both teams, has been quite outstanding. And once again, I'm not sure whether Paul's got it on camera, but young Sam Rose, who's done a knee, all the Paskeville players. And this is really good. All the Paskeville players are going over to see young Sam Rose and wish him all the best as far as his knee's concerned. And I reckon that's great.
Yeah,
I reckon that's great to see.
Yeah, it is. And it's a bit of a legacy of our Colts, obviously, that combined Colts. Some of these guys would have been teammates at times too. So, when it's all said and done, they're good mates still. So.
Well, Tyson Waite, the coach or the co-coach of Paskeville, are there having a bit of a chat with his young lad. And we'd like to thank Cooper, who's been on the scoreboard for us on the computer today. He's heading off. Thanks, Cooper.
Super Cooper.
Yep, super Cooper. Cooper's a bit of a concern to me, Darren and Paul. Paul being the cameraman. Cooper mentioned to me a little bit earlier on that he was a bit worried about how much fuel he's got left in his car, whether he'll be able to make it home. So hopefully Cooper will make his way back home.
He's the new generation, the just-in-time generation.
Yes. As the crowd are clapping both teams, and rightfully so, Sweeper. I reckon both teams, I mean, Paskeville will obviously hold their head up high because they won the game, but I think Bute can hold their head up high. They had two of their better players that were off injured. They fought out through the whole lot, and I think it's credit to both teams, and the Anzac spirit's alive and well, because that game probably summed up the way that you'd want a regional game of football to be played.
Yeah, no, it was a good effort by Bute as well. I think they would have learned a lot again today. Unfortunately losing along the way, but learning from those losses, and there's just small moments. So I think these lads will probably, a lot of them will come back and have a look at this footage and they don't often see any footage of themselves, and that's one of the bonuses of today. And they'll see those times and moments and missed opportunities, and it's not a lot. It's not a lot has to change.
You've got youth.
Yep.
You've got speed, and you've got ability. Yep. So it's just a matter of making sure that youth, that speed and that ability stays around your club for a period of time. And some of those players that you had today, I mean, I was extremely impressed by both Macaulay's. I thought they played very well, and Ben Price was exceptional. And unfortunately, he wasn't very happy when he went off with his bad ankle. But when you've got a lad, I don't know how old he is, but you've got a lad like that who's got ability and speed.
Yeah.
You want those to hang around. And when saying that, also, I mean, you look at the players that Paskey have got as well. Congratulations to young Tom Loveridge. I mean, he was leading out of that forward line as if he'd been playing 100 A grade games.
No, that was exceptional, wasn't it?
So
That's
that was
just
good.
A special mention to Tom. Yeah, he's come a long way from well seen in some colts. So, sorry, the boys are just whacking the beers in front of me again just to distract me. So
I've got to say, Sweeper, that these timekeepers are very, very friendly, very good guys. These timekeepers, but they don't mind a couple of beers. Is Brad Haylock, who's the president of the York Peninsula Football League? He's not. We're not going to get in trouble, are we? No.
Mid-strength for you, I think that's the key.
But it's been a really entertaining game. It's been a really entertaining day, and the crowd's been great. The condition of the oval's been great. The hospitality that Bute's put on for us has been fantastic as well. Just while Darren has a bit of a look at some of the best players for both teams, I might get him to mention 5 or 6 from both teams.
You can do.
I'll mention some of the scores that we've had come through. Final score at CMS Crows versus the Southern Eagles. CMS Crows 15 goals 14 have defeated the Southern Eagles 2 goals 5. So the CMS Crows winning that one easily. Thank you to Heidi. 3/4 time, and we won't get the final scores of a lot of these games, but 3/4 time score. Southern Flinders Football Club in the northern areas, 14 goals 7 to BMW, which is Bullaroo Centre, Melrose and Wilmington, for those people that don't know who BMW are. So Southern Flinders Football Club, 14 goals 7 have defeated, at 3/4 time, 14 goals 7 are leading BMW 5 goals 4. Matt Dare, thank you very much to Matt. He has let me know that at 3/4 time, BSR 12 goals 18 lead the South Clare Footy Club 7 goals 14. That's round 1 action in North Eastern Football League. Simon Rowe is just telling me the same score that I just read out a minute ago. Tom Davidson is just telling me the same score that I read out a minute ago. Minman, I've only got a score up until 3/4 time, which is interesting here, Sweeper. 3/4 time in the Minman versus Udunda Robertstown game, 4 goals 4 to 4 goals 4. So a low scoring game. And that was a 3/4 time score, so a very defensive game. That one, by the look of that one.
It's snowing there somewhere.
Yeah, that's at Mintero. North Clare versus Blythe Snowtown. North Clare at 3/4 time lead Blythe Snowtown 10 goals 8 North Clare to Blythe Snowtown 2 goals 10. And Yana Zanetti, thank you Yana. North Clare 44 defeated Blythe Snowtown 43 in the A grade netball. So thank you for sending through that score. We've now got a final score. Thank you to Deanie McDermott. A final score at Mintero. Mintero Monaro 7 goals 6 defeated the Saints, the Udunda Robertstown Saints, 4 goals 7. So well done to Minman in that result. Peter Wolford gave us a score at 3/4 time. Ports 10 goals 8. Are leading Kimber 3 straight goals, which would to me seem a bit of an upset. At half time, 3/4 time, Lock 7 goals 3 were trailing the Ramblers 8 goals 5, so an 8-point margin at 3/4 time in favour of the Ramblers in Great Flinders Football League. At 3/4 time in this SGL, the Lions 15 goals 12, who were the premiers from last year, are leading West Augusta at 3/4 time, 15 goals 12 to 2 goals 6. And I think that's pretty well it as far as score updates. And hopefully, if you've enjoyed the coverage today here at the beautiful Bute Oval, you'll also enjoy the fact that we were able to do some score updates from around the other leagues. And if it wasn't for the other people sending through those scores, we wouldn't be able to give them to you. So thank you to all those people sending through the scores. Now, Darren Schelling, who's affectionately known as Sweeper, he's also affectionately known by people that used to be mates. Apparently, they're not mates anymore. Nickname is him Nostrils, but I'm probably sitting too close to Darren to mention Nostrils too many times because you'll probably bump me.
Camera's too close.
Yeah, the camera's too close. But Darren, give us some of your thoughts as far as best players are concerned.
Yeah, okay. Just to wrap up on the goals as well. If you like, you're keen with those 4 goals. Definitely stood out as probably the pick of the forwards on the day. Tom Loveridge, we mentioned with his special one, 2 to Alastair Price, 1 to Jesse Pomeroy, 1 to Corey Price. For Bute, Sam Davis with a couple, Jordan Taylor with a couple, Angus Hunter Price with a couple. So, in terms of those best players, I'm sitting here struggling. I'm going to have to lean on you, Chook, I think. I'm somewhere between best for Bute being between Macaulay and Sam Davis for me. Coming up who's next is difficult. I'd probably leaned. I'm always someone that leans towards a backman. I've got Sam Trengrove in there. Ben Price, very unlucky. Probably that last quarter not be on the ground, otherwise would have been higher.
Yeah.
I like Nathan Hewitt's game off half back as well. And we should mention Josh Taylor. He probably started like a bomb, didn't he, in that first half? And look,
do you want to mention Jack Norman, because I know that you think that he probably thinks he's going to be best on ground, so we should mention him, shouldn't we?
Yeah. Hey, look, he'll want to hear about it. That's for sure. He's a character. But no, it's good to see him actually adjust to the time zone of not drinking mid-afternoon. So he's done that well. Look,
I think you're spot on.
I mean, Jack Trenorden in the ruck is probably this, in terms of special mentions, and that's. And I thought Holland, haven't seen a lot of him yet, but that's by far his best game for Bute. And he's got something about him that you're just not sure what you're going to get. And if you can just start to get a bit of confidence, I'm sure he's not very old, and he's another kid that's developing. So
I think there's a fair chance to say that you could go down your whole list at Bute. I know that you lost the game, but you could easily go down your list and you could say positives about every single player that played. I agree with you, Sam Davis. If I was giving 3-2-1s for the Bute side, I'd give Sam Davis by a 15th over the top of Macaulay. I think his ability, and also the fact, I mean, you don't pick it because of best players, but you don't mention it because of best players, but the fact of what happened at three-quarter time, when he nosedived and nearly headbutted a car over on the fence, and to come back and finish out the game the way that he did, shows a bit of character in the lad. So I'd give him
spirit there, which is when Anzac medal will be on the line here. So
you could have a situation. You could have an argument for a lot of those. I mean, Hunter Price in patches. There was a lot of players. Josh Taylor set the world on fire in the first quarter. There's a whole lot of those players along the Bute side of things that were outstanding.
Just on the Paskeville side, look, I've got a bit of help here. I've got Shrimpy, who's in COVID, starting the game.
Tell me Tyson Waite was best on ground.
Well, he's gone Tyson Waite first best. I guess that I'd had him here as well before it come through.
The amount of ball that went down into Bute's forward line, and the amount of time it was rebounded out by the co-coach in Tyson Waite was incredible. And I've seen 2 games of Paskeville in the last 2 years, and Tyson Waite's been like that each time.
Yeah, look, and no fault of Bute. They plan for it. They know what he's going to do, but how do you stop a player at that level? He's just too good.
And it goes from one extreme to the other. The Bute team have got about 10 players that have got long-haired mullets, and Tyson hasn't got a hair on his head.
True story. Look, I had Albie Price up high.
Yes.
Shrimpy had him probably a little bit lower. Got Shrimpy under pressure, haven't I, now that he's like some sort of talent. This thing. Page, with Brodie Page in there in the midfield. Keen with his goals, which I couldn't go past either. You get someone up forward to kick 4, well, you'd be happy with that most weeks. He's given Coral was busy. And Neild was another player that
Neild in particular in the second half. Neild in particular in the second half was very, very good. So I mean, once again, you could throw a blanket over 10 players from both teams, and if you gave a few best players and a couple of players missed out, I wouldn't be surprised, because it's hard to pick best players when, to be honest, both teams had enough players that you could easily mistake one being a little bit better than the other when it comes to stats. And the problem with us, we're a low budget operation. It'd be nice to have stats. It'd be nice to find out how many kicks Ben Price had. Ben Price had, for example. He had plenty of it. Yeah, and
if you're sitting there, picking best bars, well, you'd probably do a bit of stat work, notes, but here you're sort of watching it ball by ball, aren't you?
Well, so the fact that you're watching it ball by ball with a beer in your hand probably doesn't help either.
It's only my third. And it's only influenced by the timekeepers.
Well, that's right. The timekeepers have been magnificent, haven't they? And oh, mate,
Fitzy's still here. He's on overtime now.
Fitzy did the B grade. He's done the A grade, and now he's staying around for us afterwards.
I'm not sure.
He's a good man.
You want to
maybe he's slipping in the timekeeper's box.
It's got carpet. Have you worse spots?
Just on behalf of everyone that's had anything to do with SA regional footy, Paul Oborn is the cameraman. He's the brains behind the technology, and he does a great job. And I can't actually see the screen in front of me at the moment, but a special mention. Oh, that's an ugly screen. You should get rid of that. But
on behalf of all of us and all of you as viewers and listeners, I want to thank the sponsors. The sponsors of the regional footy is listed on your screen now as we speak. If there's any way, shape or form you can support those sponsors, it's the main reason why we can get to all these games. It's the main reason why we might be going. We've been to Great Flinders, we've been to a couple of York Peninsula, we're going to Newry-Upton on Monday. We're going all over the place, and it's because of those sponsors. So if you can support those sponsors in any way, please do so. So we might keep that on the screen so you can have a bit of a look at them. But also, the other thing that's very important, Sweeper, is the fact that sponsors make the world go round when it comes to things like this, but also the clubs. The clubs put a bit of money in. The clubs want us to come here, and more importantly than that, the clubs actually do a fair bit for us when we are here. So to Scott Brown, to you, Darren, and to the timekeepers who've been putting up with us all day, Fitzy and Mad Max and everyone that's had anything to do with us throughout the day, anyone that's had anything to do with the Bute Footy Club to make our stay feel so great, which it has been, a big thank you to everyone involved. If you're anywhere near Bute, get here and have a look around. It's a lovely part of the world. The new silo art up on the silos is absolutely to die for. You should come and have a look at the silo art. And you know what? If you're around the area when there's a game of footy on, it's a beautiful oval, and they look after you beautifully. One of the best hot dogs I've ever had.
Chicken burgers for me.
Yeah, no, I had a hot dog and it was absolutely magnificent.
No, thanks for coming to Bute and helping put Bute on the map, I think, and obviously Bute and the Paskeville football clubs are small towns and struggling little country towns, and any time we can get our name out and about and promote the area and get people to visit, the better. So. And
as far as the Bute Footy Club's concerned, and the Paskeville Footy Club's concerned as well, make sure that you keep an eye on the football budget. They have a fantastic footy budget, the Bute Footy and Netball Club budget, and in that budget they've got all their own sponsors that support their club. So if you're at the Paskeville Footy Club, if you're at your Bute Footy Club, if you're at any local footy club around the regional areas of South Australia, get a budget, have a look at who's supporting those clubs, and try and support them the best way you can as well. But to Darren Schilling, commonly known as Sweeper, I'm not going to mention his other nickname anymore, but thanks again, Sweeper, for looking after us.
Thanks, Chuck.
And if you could pass on our regards to the footy club for catering for us all day, we really appreciate it. To you, the watcher, to you, the listener, hopefully you've enjoyed the coverage. We will be at Newry-Upton on Monday for the Anzac Day clash between the Newry-Upton Tigers and the Anguston Panthers, and that'll kick off somewhere around 2:15 on Anzac Day on Monday. So if you can join us, we'd love to have you, and hopefully you've enjoyed the coverage. Paskeville winners today in a very good quality game. Two teams that have got a lot of youngsters, and as mentioned to Darren Schilling earlier on, if Bute can hang on to those youngsters, you keep an eye on Bute in a few years' time, because they've got some good, fast talent that looks like they're going to be all right if they can hang on to them. But Darren Schilling, once again, thanks very much. To Paul Oborn, thank you very much for all the camera work. And to you, the listener and the watcher, thanks very much for joining us. And hopefully you can join us on Monday when we go to Newry. Thanks very much. Bye for now.
All matches way skyward once again.
Good defensive work by Cameron Longbottom.
Have a look at that. He buzzes away. He could have even went between their legs. There it is. Hear the siren.